Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Anime Lately Podcast, your ultimate hub for all things anime and beyond. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a returning listener, we're thrilled to have you on board for another exciting dive into the world of animation and pop culture, into the conversation and open discussion as always. Because this is episode 167 of the Anime Lately Podcast. Brace yourself for character debates, side conversation, and a dash of chaos. And the theme of this month is love, representing the love season that's in the air. Today's topic is the best couples in media history, and happy Valentine's to those folks out there, and plus happy birthday to Neko-chan and Senpais. Now engage with us and share this episode. Bring your friends and let's make this day unforgettable. All powered by AniMa W3 Studio. Catch a new episode every Thursday on YouTube and your audio feed wherever you listen to. And let's now meet the team. And now let's meet the team. As your host, Legend Vash, love and peace. Be curious. Let's talk about how to love yourself. And look, by the background you guys see, Arise Tusk. A big shout out to one of our co-hosts that's here for tonight is Memory NK. We watched the Arise of Tusk this past weekend. It is the full reaction on his channel, and the cut up reaction is on our main channel. So we appreciate for everyone checking that out. But as always, let's check out the co-host for tonight, Watkins.
Oh, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and ignorant children of the Isles? It is your world champion here, and tonight I am going to help answer the age-old question. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. How you doing, Sydney? Oh my God, Sydney almost fell. Oh.
Be careful, Sydney, out there. Oh, we also have Jokester. He's on vacation, but he'll be returning. He's still dreaming about that 2XKO code. Don't worry, he is still dreaming and want that. But we have, as always, our reoccurring guests, Crash and Neko.
Hey, what up, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are at, it's your boy Cratch, aka the Hispanic Assassin, being the villain of this podcast and tell you all to indeed fall for those traps. Yes, go up to that couple and ask that girl why she stopped responding to those DMs, or text your ex if you would love to give him another chance. It's the month of love, so why shouldn't you get a little bit of that as well this week?
Okay. To the birthday girl that's here for tonight.
Hey, hello. Of course, I'm here for more romance. I'm always feeding for it every day. So I was like, I might as well join here and see what's going on. And I am excited to talk about all this lovey-dovey romance stuff. So let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and a big shout out to Neko, because guys, for this recording is Tuesday night and she's spending time with us for her birthday, as everyone's watching this episode coming out on Thursday at 12 p.m. EST, or whenever you guys are listening to this. So we appreciate for Neko to spending time with her friends here and to talk about love in the season of the week and for Valentine's and the love of February. But for our first time, I believe his first time on the Anime Lately Podcast. So we have Memory NK. If you haven't seen him before, he has his own YouTube channel, and he's been a guest on the Off the Bench as well, that we upload every Monday at 10 a.m. EST. So Memory NK, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, thought you could get rid of me, but I'm here. I'm here for the Anime Lately Podcast. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited, to say the least, for these discussions about love and couples and things of that nature. And I love Watkins' reaction to me having a
No, sorry.
If that was the YouTube, was about the YouTube channel.
Oh my god! No, I'm sorry. No,
I seen him. He was doing something else. I was watching you.
No,
And I was like, I want to go in.
Okay,
There's like two different things going on. I'm like, what?
I know. Okay, look, a little side thing here. I know we're on couples tonight, but since this is still love thing, and me and Vash do love wrestling, Vash, breaking news: Ricky Starks is in NXT.
Oh shit!
He's in there, boys. Let's go.
He is
breaking
huge.
news.
He is huge in the wrestling.
That is
community for
crazy.
the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll drink for the birthday girl. We'll drink for that good news. We'll drink just because we want to drink.
Cheers.
Hydrated, my
good
friends.
night all
Cheers to everyone around the world. Thank you for listening to Anime W3 Studios and the Anime Lately podcast.
That
Let's
is crazy.
numb all this love.
This is Tuesday night. There's NXT going on, so it makes sense. But you could check more of that on the Weebs of the Ring channel on this wrestling news on Grappling with the Week this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. EST. So many plugs that we have said in the first 5 minutes of the show. So many things that have been said. And as usually when we start the show, we always talk about our, Weebs Lounge, or what we've been up to, what we're doing, what we're discussing about life. But you know what, chat? We don't have time for that. Weebs Lounge could be coming back next week when we have other discussion, updates on what we've been watching. Because maybe we haven't had time to watch things. But you know what we have had time for is for the Otaku Big News and Buzz Central. That is the pulse of our Anime Lady podcast. Get ready to dive into the latest buzz and hottest news of our spirited opinions on everything entertainment. So one of the first things that we'll be talking about is the gaming news. One of the big things that dropped today is a State of Play is releasing tomorrow, aka this Wednesday of this week. And I want to ask, what do you guys think will be announced? And I'm going to put it first to Memory NK, as he plays so many games over the past...
Why would you choose me, bro?
Damn.
No, I'm just gonna say, I think something that most people would be happy with is a Bloodborne PC port. So I'll say something with Bloodborne. That's what I'm hoping for myself, because I would definitely play it, and I guess a lot of people, because I know a lot of people want that. But besides that, I don't play much games besides FPS games and Elden Ring, which. No, they're not. They wouldn't do anything with the Night Rain, probably with Sony, because it's like.
By the way, are you excited for that one? Because I am curious, because this is co-op, and I haven't done this type of hard, Soulborn games, and I rather, like, if it's co-op, like, hey, rather like if you and two of our friends are playing, and y'all need a fourth person, I'll be like, hey, I want to try. Let's go. I've been more interested.
You guys want to carry me?
Exactly.
You guys want to carry me?
It seems like it's gonna have like some aspects or qualities of the original game, but it's doing a lot of things different as well. It seems like as a lot more details that came out about it, I've got less interested in it, to be honest. But because the base game of Elden Ring, they're going a different direction. It seems like definitely with this game. So I'm I'm a little pessimistic, honestly, when it comes to Night Rain. I'm sure I'll try it out, but I don't think it's going to be on like the level of the base game. But like, I didn't even sign up for the network test that they're having. So I don't know if they'll show anything for it at State of Play, though. I don't think so.
My back.
Yes, you're back.
Like
you're
a
good.
new trailer.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Literally, I was like about to restart my computer, and it's like, oh no, we're good. Sorry about that. I was laughing, and then everyone just froze. I was like, wait, am I frozen time? It says
Jinx almost kicked in.
I was like, I only took one shot. I'm not fucked up. What the fuck?
The Spanish assassin was almost assassinated, ladies and gentlemen.
On live.
But yeah, I mean, I would expect if it is something with Elden Ring, maybe just a new trailer or something, like, because did we get a release date for it yet, or does it just say 2025 right now?
I think it's in the spring.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but they're having a network test this month, so
so they'll probably hype that up.
Yeah.
I could see that, at least with the Elden Ring stuff.
When it comes to the Sony State of Play, the only thing I am curious to see what next gen games, like the Wolverine, like if there's gonna be like another DLC for Spider-Man or something like that in that realm, since like in Sony games, what announcement we're gonna get, because I haven't played as much games I would like to over the past couple of years, like Nate said. But I've been invested when I get the funds and when I have the time, I would love to dive in the world. Like I did play Astro Ball for 2 hours, haven't dived back into it, but I plan to. So yeah, I know.
Get back in that, boy.
I do plan to. But for Wolverine is one thing I would love to see, because they showed us like a sneak peek, what, like 2-3 years ago? So like time has flown by so fast, like, hey, when we get the next one? So that's the one thing I'm curious to see. And just, I don't have expectation. I'm just to like, I just want to sit in my chair and see like, what do you have for us? Honestly, that's it. Crash,
Okay.
Neko, got any thoughts about the state of play? Are you guys excited for this?
You first, birthday girl.
Like watching it in general for anything like that interests me. So I really don't have anything to expect, but every time there's some trailers that kind of get me. So overall, I'm just excited to see it. I love all these like state of plays and directs.
I love how your model is kind of doing like a wink blink, like the eyes are like blinking at different times.
Yes, it's because of my
Kinda funny.
glasses.
Oh man.
But Crash, are you excited for the state of play? Because I know you're a big gamer and everything.
You know, I'm looking forward to, guys. I'm waiting for Sony to fucking release more monthly free games or aren't complete dog shit. Sony, I'm tired of the dog shit games. Give us better monthly releases, please. If I don't get this in the state of play, best believe I'm still gonna pay for that monthly subscription. But I'm very upset about it.
Oh yeah, what do we have? What do we have today? What do we have this month?
Also,
Oh,
we haven't brought it up.
Payday 3.
Justice League, I think. Oh yeah, Payday 3. Yeah.
I haven't brought it up, but it's related to Sony. How did everyone feel about the almost 24-hour, blackout, darkout of them not saying any news about their?
That wasn't shit, bro. The Lizard Squad back in like 2011, that shit was down for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it was like
Squad, bro. That's
like that was like it was down for like weeks. I feel like 24 hours.
exactly.
Like,
My brother called me about that, like, yo, the PlayStation off. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't got the problem because I got Xbox, I got the Switch, I got the PC. Like, I got other things to entertain myself. So I'm like, okay, PlayStation's gone for a bit. All right, cool. I'm not stressing. And it's not like exactly like Memory said. It's not like 3 weeks where now it's like, 24 hours. Okay. I have other consoles.
Oh, yeah.
I have other time to spend my time with. It's not like back in the day where we didn't have as much streaming servers back in the day where the only thing you had was PlayStation or Xbox or the funds. Now, like, there's options. So, like, okay.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people have transitioned to PC as well.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
Master Race.
Yeah. But the thing, I don't even know, did they ever come out and say specifically what caused it? Because that was the thing I think a lot of people were upset about was that they weren't coming up with any updates.
They gave no updates.
No dates not released to the public, but people are assuming that it might have been stolen information by a certain individual. Anonymous, but we don't know. The public will never know.
That brings me back to Lizard Squad and all that too.
So at the end of the day, for me,
my God.
it wasn't too stressful. Like the one, like I just laughed at my brother calling me. I was like, but I get it. He only plays FIFA and Call of Duty, but it just sucks about the online servers. Like if you have a game that's digital, like God of War and thing like that, and he wanted to play it, he couldn't because he had to wait for the online server to be back up. So like it sucks that you can't even enjoy like
physical disc, man.
It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
People trying to ditch the physicals. It would be really nice. I bet it would have been nice to have those while you were at the 24-hour. Yeah.
You just had to get the cheaper digital deluxe edition, right? You just had to.
It just had to.
Let's talk about a few other gaming news that pop out. I'm gonna shout them out and you tell me guys how you feel. We have the Civilization 7 released on February 11th, aka on our conversation going on today, and it's being with great reviews. Magic the Gathering, the cinematic universe has been announced, and the Football Manager 25 has been canceled, and the GTA 6 confirmed to release in fall 25 by Take-Two Interactive. So I know everyone was probably talk about that GTA 6 is still coming out, or is it going to be pushed again for next year?
I'll let them take as much time as they want.
Yeah, like honestly, GTA 6, unfortunately, like I don't have anything against the game, but it is going to be one of the biggest controversial and the most like immersive games right now. Like this will make or break gaming history on
Yeah.
sales, on what's going to be played at, the content itself. Like there's a lot of writing on this game. I can feel the pressure right now from Rockstar Games. So believe when I say, if they want to wait until fucking 2030, fuck it, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
It just as long as it's not
Get it right.
trash, as long as it's not trash, I will wait.
We don't want another
Yep.
Cyberpunk.
It wasn't that bad. I played it when it released, and after the fact, it wasn't that bad. It's not like No Man's Sky.
Oh boy, that's another shout too.
That's a sad one. One thing is that I'm excited about the like. Look, with GTA, I'm not the biggest fan. Not saying that I wasn't or never have. I just never was into it. I've watched my friends play, but I never got into GTA. I ever have done other things. So that was me. We'll
change that. We'll change that when it releases. We'll change
This
it.
guy's
I'm
never played
sure, yeah,
Andreas.
will. I'm sure, like, out of the 20 friends I talk to on Discord, at least 5 or 10 it would be like, Vash, you never played it? Well, here's your first time. Go play on stream. We're doing this.
Yep.
I actually, this discussion around GTA reminded me of a bit. Like, I wanted to see what y'all kind of think about it. Is like, should you be able to make real money inside games?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Like, say hypothetically, I'm not saying GTA 6 obviously is going to do something like this, but like down the line, like imagine you could do jobs inside GTA, you got real money. Like,
Well,
do you
I don't
think
know
that's
if you
going to be a
guys
thing
know.
or should be a thing?
I
I
think
don't
it could.
know.
I was gonna say we have all these simulator games out
Exactly.
right now.
Well, there are
It'll
games actually
get
where
to
you
a
can. Like,
point-
yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I would
No,
say
was gonna
VR.
like, I could imagine just like this is like way down
Yeah.
down the line in the future, but it's like those simulator games end up becoming the jobs that you do. So it's like, oh, let me just jump on farming simulator and just plow this field. And while you're doing that, there's literally a tractor in a field, plowing the field and cutting all the hay and like baling it all up
imagine.
and feeding
It
the
doesn't even-
cows. Like
It doesn't even sound that crazy. Like, you know,
It
especially like
doesn't.
when you're thinking about the years down the line, right? Even like with how
Mhm.
VR is making strides, like Vash was mentioning with VR. Like,
yeah.
So I
you
would
never
say
know.
VR would be a great possibility to have that type of ability of,
Mhm.
actually, gaining money or using money and into some types of attraction like SAO. SAO would be a great idea, fantasy, like, Shangri-La Frontier, any of these type of VR games you can enter. If there's a quest, the quest could say, in the real world, you gain $10. In this quest, you gain 100 gold coin in this fantasy world. But if you do this quest, you actually gain $10. So I feel like that would be a cool kind of balance in the aspect.
Mhm. Yeah, I just
If you get fired in the game, you get fired in real life.
yeah, that
I
would,
was gonna
that would
say-
certainly be an interesting thing to see down the line.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game Roblox, but I had talked about Vash with this last year. I'm pretty sure I put it in our old Discord, but Roblox actually hired IKEA workers in Sweden to actually sell stuff in game, and they got paid for it as if they were working a real job. I don't know if they're still doing it to this day. Yes. I don't know if they're still doing it to this day, but it was a thing back in the day. And from what I remember, don't quote me on it, but I believe the wage was like $20 to $25 per hour. Like 95 and everything.
That's not bad.
Benefits and all.
Jeez.
America, why can't we do that? Step up your game.
Literally.
Come on now.
Well,
America,
the state of
they're-
the country, and that's all I
But
got to say about that.
the one thing I'm curious is the Magic the Gathering, the cinematic universe, because I hate it when companies announce these things but don't actually have something yet done or concrete. Like, I have two examples. The Power Rangers, they had 7 movies planned back in 2017-18 with the live action one, and after it didn't make money as much as they wanted, it fell through. So obviously that was not gonna go through. And the other one was the cinematic underworld universe or the dark universe from Universal, where they had Frankenstein, the Mummy. I believe Tom Cruise was also attached to that. Both of those universes crash and burn because they announced these things without planting something. Like, hey, Marvel's cinematic universe did not just happen. They first did Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and then once they actually made others, they call it phase 1, phase 2. Then they can actually call it cinematic universe. So like, I have these companies trying to copy others
From the start. Yeah.
exactly from the start without saying like, hey, let's make this first, see how success, and then let's hire a full team. aka what James Gunn is doing. He's doing everything preparation. He's taking his time. Then he's trying to see how everything works. So I'm glad how he's doing it. With the Magic Gathering, I'm just curious to see how they could actually make this as a live action. Like as a TV, I feel like it will work better. As a movie, I don't know, because you're trying to have, I believe what movie did it was Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't seen it. I'm sorry, I haven't finished the movie fully because I was watching it with wifey, but then she got turned off an hour in the movie. I was like, can we just finish it? Like, no, I lost interest. I'm like, okay, I will probably finish it one day. That one day still has to happen, so I don't know when that one day will be. But I feel like Dungeons and Dragons kind of succeeded, but I don't know how good since I haven't finished, so I cannot speak on it. So how did anybody cares for Magic the Gathering? Any thoughts about it?
Wait, you mean like Dungeons and Dragons, the new movie with Chris Pine, or
Yes,
the
Chris
older
Pine.
one?
That's when I saw with wifey, and
And
she
Michelle
lost interest.
Rodriguez, can't forget about the OGs.
Yes,
Yeah, the OG.
yes.
But the Chris Pine one was fun to me. I enjoyed it. I can see. I don't think it did well, to be honest. I think it did a kind of average. I don't know, maybe even below.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It wasn't. I enjoyed it. Some little bits here is like kind of like, oh, okay, but it was mostly enjoyable. I'm a simp for Chris Pine though, so I can't really talk.
Respect.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There's love in the air, and it's for Chris Pine.
Exactly.
Apparently.
But does anybody care for Magic the Gathering?
I just want the hollow Miku card so I can sell it and get more money off of it. That's all I care for the hollows. That's
And
it. And
there it
the
is, ladies and
cards.
gentlemen.
There's love in the air, and it's for the rare hollows.
It's Chris Pine and selling and reselling stocks and money.
Oh god.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of interest in it though, because I mean, Magic's been around forever and it's still going. So obviously, there's a lot of people that like Magic, of course. So.
Exactly.
I have a deck, and I just know the bare minimum of the rules. Still, I could try to get into it, but that is another rabbit hole I do not want to put myself into.
Nope.
Same.
Good on that one.
I don't have time for that. That's all. But I feel like we got enough thoughts about the gaming news, time on that. Because what I'm curious about is to the Weebs news. For anybody that don't know, that's our Otaku, our anime, manga, webtoon conversation of what's been up in this Otaku world. Because there's a few things that needs to be said. Is Viz Media to release a Star Wars Path to Lightsaber comic by Team Phoenix artists. It will be coming out in the fall 2025. Dragon Ball Daima confirmed to end in February 28th, our 20th episodes only in the series. And Mobosu Gundam. How do you pronounce that?
Q-X.
Q.
Quacks.
Quack.
Quack. Quack. All right, copy.
Quack
Quack.
is an interesting name. Very interesting name.
Yeah, I straight look at it and I'm like, how do you even pronounce that? Like Quack? Yeah, so
Q-X.
So, Mobosu Gundam Quack is beginning anime film in North America, premiering and screening next week in Japan Society. Japan's first manga reader service to switch to launch March 13th. Bakugan is getting a live adaptation, because why? And Assassin's Creed Shadows game gets a prequel manga in March. I know Crash is excited for that. So, I'm gonna give it first to Neko. Out of these Weebs news that I brought up, which ones caught out to you? Are you a big fan of Bakugan? Have you ever seen it?
I have seen Bakugan, but out of these announcements, the one I've been really excited for was Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah.
Yes,
Man.
ma'am.
We get it on the 26th for early release and on the 20th officially in America. So I'm already on the lookout in my theater. I'm like, come on, I need to get these tickets now because I'm seeing it day one on the 26th. I need it. It looks so sick with the design of like the Pokemon designer, which they look insanely so good. So I'm excited. I need this film. I love Gundam. So of course I'm really excited to see this like new iteration of like the original. It seems like it's like kind of like a different timeline from the original, so it's gonna get interesting. I haven't finished the original really, so I'm excited to see. I think his name is Char, right? Or Char.
Yes, yeah, yeah. You had it right.
I'm excited to see him because I always know like big things about him. So let's see what he's up to in this series because he's there.
Yeah, that was crazy. That like. In that trailer for it, they just showed him at the end for like one frame and everybody freaked out because he's literally the most iconic character in Gundam. And people are like, okay, what is this series even going to be? So that was, I'm really excited for that one too.
Look, I'll say I need to watch Gundam. I'm a big I'm a big mecha fan.
Where do
And it's
you
shocking.
begin watching Gundam?
Exactly. Where do I begin? And there's so much. The one series I
There's a
always
lot of
heard
it.
is
There's a lot.
Gundam
Yeah.
Iron Blood Fortress. I think is the one I always heard.
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, Iron Blood Orphans. That's the one I heard always. A big shout out to Ray and James. They have always spoken about it, highly things about it.
It's
But
a good one.
I have seen a lot of mecha from American side. I've seen Voltron, Transformers. I feel like I'm missing other iconic ones.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. But yeah, Power Rangers, our American version.
Well,
'Cause-
yeah, that's more like Sentai. Shit.
yeah, Sentai, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
mixed. But yes,
Yeah.
like I've always loved those type of mecha. I've seen Darling the Franks. I will mention that. Shout out to one. But I've not seen the old school Gundam or any of them versions. So I know I need to jump in that. But that's like a whole 6
Neon
months.
Genesis?
Neon Genesis. I've seen the first season. I haven't seen the rest as well. So that's a good shout out to that one.
Crazy.
But I definitely need to jump on Gundam. So I am curious about this film. I've not seen the trailer, but I know the name just threw me off. I'm like like that's so extra, like so many views, so many just so weird.
And it's just it's insane. The anime comes out in April too, so this is like a prologue. So this is
Potential
Yeah.
review
They're doing
in
the,
the future.
They're doing the same thing they did with Witch from
Dude,
Mercury, like how they had
Yeah.
the prologue.
Yes, that was
before-
heat.
Yeah.
That was heat.
So yeah, that's pretty cool that they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But what else, Neko? Was that the only one that shot you out to Gundam, or was there any more?
Nah, I think that's it for me, really.
All right. How about you, Crush? Because I know you're excited to get into the Assassin's Creed Shadows game, getting a prequel manga. I know that's been loving, even though it's been delayed like 3 times already. But I know you're still excited, right?
Oh,
Now,
supposed to come out
I
this
saw you
weekend,
with
too.
that one thing I want to talk about. No. I think the Brotherhood can let me pass on the one time for talking about this. Nah, we missed one big important information news that I've talked about mad times before. I'm gonna talk about it again because it's gonna come out February 14th. You guys already know Overflow Season 2 is coming out. You already know I'm hyped for that shit. With absolute cinema in this biatch. Let's go. Like a couple more days and that's it. It's gonna be so iconic. I can't wait to review it, you guys. Fuck Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. Get on Overflow Season 2. You haven't watched Season 1. You definitely stay on the high seas and definitely watch it somehow. But definitely watch that. It's peak HENTAI.
He's not wrong.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Hey,
I'm
if that's the most excited
Word.
for the Weebs news, just know that that's gonna be clip. Boom. Anyway, for me, the one thing I'm shocked about this Weebs news is Dragon Ball Daima ending with a 20 episode instead of a 24. As a 2 core, the ending of a 20. It kind of remind me of Welcome to Demon School Irumacum. They also started their first season as a 21, but it's like Dragon Ball is known as a long series and known as and we also got a interview from I believe his one of the editors and everything as well a couple days ago, but I didn't get to fully read it, so I couldn't add it to the news docket. But Dragon Ball Daima still ended 20 episodes, 3 and I'm like, the fight scenes are not gonna be fire. We have a rumor of cool transformation in episode 18 that's coming out this
Excuse me, hold on.
14th.
What? Where was this at?
Yes,
Where
sir?
was this news at? Excuse me, hold on. Where's the cesspool Twitter? Tell me. What?
Go,
Be
why you
careful. You might think something you don't want to see. Be careful. Twitter is
There were
known for
what?
spoilers.
I saw someone
Season 2.
I saw someone try to be like, "Oh, look, here's Super Saiyan 4 little baby Goku." Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, "No, don't try to fool me
yeah,
with that bull crap.
we're not gonna
We're
get
not doing Super Saiyan 4."
no. Oh yeah, I hope so because
Yeah.
one of the things that got said in the interview of Dragon Ball related, it was that they said Daima is a relation or connection to inspire from Dragon Ball GT, and I love that. I love that from the interview. I was happy to hear that.
That makes
I know
sense.
GT.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's so
It
it,
makes
was
sense so much.
basically it's a rebirth of GT is what
Yeah.
they're saying.
Yeah, rebirth of
and-
GT.
which makes sense because Daima did what GT tried to do and
Yes.
failed miserably with, which is like, oh, first of all, we're gonna turn Goku into a kid. Okay, why? You're kind of ruining him now, GT. What are you doing? You're trying to do a mystical adventure? Oh, this kind of sucks. Whereas with Diamond, it's just like, oh, look, we turned Goku and company into kids. Okay, why? Well, because, we're just doing an anniversary thing. Don't worry, they'll be back and all that. But, we're going to go on a mystical adventure. And it's actually a flippin' mystical adventure. Now, one day when we get to our Daima review, that's going to be... I have some things to say about the damn planes in the stupid demon world. Because, like, why in every episode? Why is that a freaking trope in this show? Why? Neither here nor there. I just want. There's
Look at
two
these
things they
planes.
could do. There's two things they could do. They could either do just like a one-off transformation, because like the reason I say one-off is because of the timing of Daima, because it's like, okay, this is right after Boo, but right before Super, so you can't really have like a transformation that like they keep, so it can only be like this is a special Demon World transformation for you, Herpadur, here you go, you look like Wukong now, Goku, isn't that great, isn't that fantastic?
If I guess
Or-
episode 4, I will be literally out of my chair.
Or
I will not break anything, I hope,
Or-
but yes.
they also still have those damn fusion bugs that they haven't used or referenced since like episode 3 or 4.
Are you caught up? Did you
that-
see
there's
episode
still that
17
little
yet?
MacGuffin.
Crash kind of pointed that out.
Not yet.
which I
I'm
didn't
still
Okay,
on
okay,
13.
Okay,
but yeah.
I will not say anything for viewers that are not caught up yet,
Okay.
to see the big goal
No
more in there.
spoilers.
No stuff.
All right, cool. Good.
Oh.
Good.
But Walker, since we're talking to you about Diamond and everything, about this Weeb stuff, anything related that you're excited for? Have you ever seen Bakugan as well?
No, I was not on the Bakugan train growing up. So unfortunately, sorry folks. Not too excited for it. I do have some friends that are excited for it though, so I'm like, all right, cool. That's great for you guys. Just don't have the time to really invest in it. So, you know what? Have fun with the little thing. Yeah, really just on this list is the Dragon Ball thing. Cause maybe, I mean, I know what you are, Overflow. I do know what you are.
I don't, chat. I don't. I'm clueless.
Yes.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yes. No.
You know.
But Memory, out of these news, what are you excited about? Have you seen Bakugan? Hopefully, you might say maybe, yeah.
He's really pushing
Yeah,
the button on news.
Yeah, I have. I don't remember much of it, but I have
Mhm.
saw Bakugan. I mostly remember the theme song from it.
Yes, right.
And-
I think so.
and-
Catchy.
Yeah, and me and my brother used to play like Bakugan, Beyblade, all that stuff when we were younger too. So yeah. I would say to back Neko, the Gundam news, that's something I'm excited about. And I think you mentioned Viz, but when I heard Viz, I just was thinking of the Kingdom license announcement. So that was something.
Yes.
Oh,
I did see
look.
that, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about
Finally
that.
start Kingdom.
How do we appreciate this interesting marketing skills over the past 3 weeks?
I'm telling you, no,
Let's
that's what it was.
comment.
That's
Let's
what it was.
comment
yeah.
about that, because they went AWOL, had a blank icon picture, no comments, no tweets, returning every Friday and literally gaslighting people. How do we feel about that?
There was this. I think it was some marketing tactic for sure. Some big brain, like they acted like they got hacked. They didn't say a word about it. They're plugging Vizcoin, blah blah blah. Like, and then they just didn't say a word about it. They're like, oh, we have some announcements coming of highly fan requested. Everybody's a kingdom. It has to be like, and then there it goes. Like they had all eyes on them, especially like the hack thing. They weren't saying a word. Vizcoin. People have been memeing the Vizcoin thing. Big brain marketing. I mean, I think that's what it was, honestly. But
You did.
I'm happy Kingdom is licensed now.
That is true.
A lot of people have been waiting for that for so long.
I would definitely be reading it more in the future once
Yep.
it comes out and everything. If they ever upload it on the website as well, because I know that they only said they're licensing the hard copies, right? Or is it digital as well?
I think it's
gonna
both.
be digital.
Oh, it's both.
Yeah, it's both.
It just had
it's
it
both.
open.
So-
I had to reopen it, but I think I saw both.
Okay.
And they confirmed it's going to be like the Viz signature things, and they're doing like one volume at a time. They're not doing like some omnibus thing or whatever. So
Yeah.
I was kind of worried about that because I'm not a big fan of omnibus releases.
I like
So-
omnibus when it comes to like big series like One Piece, Naruto, or like the big series been
Yeah.
going on for like very long. So I know
Yeah.
you could do some creative way with that. With
Well,
Kingdom,
Kingdom's a big series too. Like that's
Oh,
that's
it's
been around
pretty.
for a while.
It has probably. It might have over close to 100 or around 100 volumes, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh
long.
wow!
could-
The editor on Reddit actually, I'm sorry, one of the English editor on Reddit actually said we have already started work. Look forward to volume 1 in November of 2025.
Yeah,
You
and
heard
I
it
think
here.
they said also it's going to be monthly. It's going to be coming out monthly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So-
They even have translators for it too.
That was
So
something
they're
people
on
were worried
set.
about, like, oh, it's going to take them forever to catch up. But if they're doing it monthly, then that's going to be pretty good.
It is.
Perfect.
All
That'll
right.
go right next to my Mushoku Tensei light novel catch up.
Hey.
Nice.
I say that's a good collection that you have there. So for that collection, let's move on to a quick conversation that we're gonna have to the media news. So, you know, two things that happened this past weekend for anybody and this coming Friday. We have two things. The Super Bowl, Eagles win against the Chiefs, and the halftime show of Kendrick Lamar happened. And the third thing is the Domino's is launching a Valentine's Day of pepperoni inspired perfume, which I'm questioning life. How do you
Wait,
have this?
what?
How do you why? Like that makes logically no sense. Yeah.
Why
Domino's is to launch a Valentine's Day pepperoni inspired perfume. I said it, and you had me say it twice. So yes, sadly,
Ladies,
that is the thing.
what kind of musk do you want your man to smell? What would make you think, yeah, this shit will turn me on when I
You want him to smell like
pizza,
Dr.
bro.
Squash or smell him like Dr. Pepperoni?
You couldn't do Pizza Hut. You couldn't do Papa John's. You couldn't do just the regular Tony Pizzeria down the street.
That is
You just
true,
have to get
yeah.
Domino's, like of all
Yeah.
pizzas.
Look,
Not if you're Domino's.
here's the thing.
okay.
Look, let's not kink shame here, because some people, when they're doing the horizontal tango, they like to put on the pizza, what is it, that little tune that plays when you're playing Spider-Man 2 trying to deliver the pizza and all
Oh
that.
my
Like,
gosh, yeah.
let's not kink shame here. So if they want just a little bit more scent into their fun times, along with the like, let's not
Look,
let's
that's
not kink
fair.
shame here now.
That's fair. But Domino's? Oh no,
Yeah.
that's when you know you've messed up.
That has an interesting like
The
perfume.
top has the little crust flavor on it.
That'd be wild. But hey, the Super Bowl, I'm gonna give it to, first let's get to the football conversation. I'm not gonna have any thoughts into this because I barely watch it. The only thing I will have conversations for the halftime. But before we get to the halftime, I'm gonna pass it to Memory because I know you are a sports fan. Did you enjoy this game? Was it a good game? Was it a good match? And did you expect Eagles to win by a 40-24 win?
It was the score doesn't show just how it was a dominant performance from the Eagles. Like the score shows it's a bit closer, but it really wasn't. It was just really domination from beginning to end. I actually turned the game off like late third quarter, early fourth quarter because it was like to watch. It was a pretty boring game, honestly. Like after a bit, because it was just domination, and the Chiefs looked unexpectedly. They looked terrible. They really did.
I believe after the third or fourth quarter, I started to, and I'm like, you guys are gone. Like I believe they had it 30-6 first, and I'm like, yo, this is just like sad. Like, what the fuck y'all doing?
They looked like Taylor Swift afterwards. She was like, oh.
Which I did not want to see the Chiefs win. I'm not really a Chiefs fan. I don't really care for the Eagles all like that. I just didn't want the Chiefs to win. So I
That's
can't
a lot
complain.
of people.
Yeah, I can't complain
that was
about
like
the
a
result.
lot of people.
Yeah. It was to watch. It wasn't really the best game. And even like, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's like the Eagles' best player for most of the season. Their best player has been Saquon Barkley, their running back. The Chiefs shut him down, and it was still a dominant performance. So it's just kind of crazy that but people were worried like, oh, the refs, they're going to rig the game for the Chiefs, blah, blah, blah. They just got stomped. It was crazy, which the Chiefs during the regular season, because I watched a lot of their games, like they were worse than their record showed for sure.
Oh, wow.
So, and I think a lot of that came out and was made pretty apparent with this game. The Eagles are just a better all-around team for sure, and it showed.
How about you, Watkins? I know that you're also a big sports fan. How did you feel about this game?
Well,
did you have a good time watching it?
First of all, until after the halftime show, I did have fun, because like after halftime, we left my sisters and I didn't turn the game on after that because, you don't want to think this halfway through a football game, but I kind of had a feeling, okay, this is just going to be a wash the rest of the game. And lo and behold, it still was a wash the rest of the game. So I'm surprised you put Eagles win when you should have put Eagles absolutely crushed and destroyed the Chiefs. Like this was not a game. The only reason the Chiefs even got 22 points is because the Eagles decided, all right, let's put some high schoolers out there to face these professional players.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
God,
Like,
Yeah.
they started Mahomes out there when they're down like 30.
Yeah.
I'm just like, geez, it's over, bro. Like, yeah, it was just
Yeah,
garbage time
it was
points. Yeah.
horrible. But I am
Jalen
glad,
Hurts
like,
fucking spanked Patrick Mahomes. There is no ifs, ands, or buts here. That is just straight facts. And I have posted a video on IG. I'll just say real quick. It's AI double Patrick Mahomes just talking shit about how he just betted him over and he took it from the back.
Oh,
He's
I
so
saw
mad.
that video. I saw that.
That was the funniest shit. I had so many views on my IG for that. He was talking about how who is Taylor Swift's boyfriend? Remind me again, I always say his name wrong.
Travis Kelce.
Kelsey.
Travis Kelce, yeah, talking about he needs to start focusing on his girl, start focusing on the fucking game. He was talking shit about his fucking coach. That shit was the funniest shit. That was peak for me. That was just cinema, honestly.
For me, the
Look,
funniest
she
meme
was
as I saw was, I think in the halftime, I think Crash posted, in a sports channel and saying that Mahomes is gonna go to the locker room and he's gonna sacrifice 5 goats and he's gonna come back and take the win. I was laughing about that. I was like, yo.
Look,
Oh my god.
look, he couldn't do that because Tom Brady was in the arena. So all the
Yes,
scrutiny
sir.
was
You ready to
going
go when the
Tom
OGs are
Brady.
there?
So, but yeah, man, it was just I struggle even calling that a game. It was just
It was sad.
kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it was.
embarrassing for the Chiefs.
Philadelphia deserved a
Like-
W, even though we know from New
Exactly.
Yorkers' perspective, we don't,
Yeah.
mess that way. We got to give respect where it's due. You take this W for once, Philadelphia. We respect it.
At least
Exactly.
they brought it to
But,
the
like-
East Coast. The
That's
Northeast
why I was,
Coast.
that wasn't upset. I wanted the Chiefs to win, but I was like, after I saw what I saw, I was like, you know what? I didn't want either to win, honestly. But if I had to choose, I wanted, them. And then I saw that game, and I was like, after the halftime show, I told my girl, nope, I'm gonna go do laundry. I'm gonna look at the game on my phone. Just let me know if anything changes. And I'm just like, third quarter, Eagles, it's all respect.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts dominated, spanked my boy Patrick Mahomes. Did not deserve that, but you know what? That shit was funny to watch.
Neko, you have any thoughts about this game before we move into the halftime discussion?
Yeah, I funny enough, I was at a Mexican restaurant while was all happening. So then the halftime showed up and I locked in. I was like, "Yep, this is where I'm here for it," and that's it.
All right, so tell us your thoughts first about the halftime. How did you think about this halftime? Was it a good performance? Was it good songs he chose, or any thoughts about the halftime overall?
Personally, I liked it because look, he did what people kind of doubted he would do, and he did it. And overall, just him having like the PlayStation as a stage and everything, because he's like, I'm just not playing anymore. This is not a game. And just there was too many stuff that is just symbolic and symbolism. It's great. The songs he chose, like for me, my favorite part was like with SZA when they both did Luther and then All the Stars. That was like a beautiful moment. I really loved that part. So yeah, overall, I think he nailed it. He did what he did, and Samuel L. Jackson, his uncle,
So Sam?
That was hype. That was hype.
he was killing it. I was like, there was just too many things about it that really were like staged well. When he did peekaboo and the way he shot up from the camera, like
Oh yeah, that was
he's just great at this. So I didn't even doubt that this was gonna be like, for me, like stage wise, he was gonna kill it. But he did his thing, and he really did, and he killed it. And then I didn't know this about like Serena Williams, like.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I was like, I was wondering who she was, and I was like,
that was the funniest.
that was insane.
That was the funniest shit.
That's what hate and beef does to you, bro.
Oh,
and it's
God.
understandable. From now that I've like went on a rabbit hole, I'm like, get it, girl.
Yeah.
Like that.
I went down the
Dang.
rabbit hole too. For those that are watching this clip or watching the discussion, understand that if you're looking for in-depth conversation about this topic and everything, we're not the show. We're here open discussion. So go check out the other rabbit holes that other people have gone through, because I've gone through the same rabbit hole about this conversation about Serena Williams. I do agree, Neko. You said it perfectly. The presentation of the PlayStation, the controller, of him also going through each stage from X to the square to the triangle to the O in order and everything, and just seeing as as someone who works in the entertainment industry, work in the art department, I work in the production side of building sets. So knowing that it took 7.5 fucking minutes, that people need to understand to go that once we end the game and once they present the halftime, for them to move everything in cohesive and have the camera team know where to go, like the rehearsal, that they need to do all this. And since the planning, I believe I saw one of the videos. It was that they planned this since September. No, I believe since November, December, like all the planning stages, all the production, and you get in the car and the presentation of the American flag and all those things was fucking beautiful. When it comes to the music choices, to me, it's Kendrick Lamar. In the current times of the current beef that everybody, if you live on the rock, he is having the beef in, with Drake. Say what you will. I don't know when we're gonna see Drake on public TV or in paparazzi in the next one.
Oh, so you don't know. You don't know, my boy. Oh, so let me remind you, since Overflow Season 2 is coming out February 14th, Drake, Drizzy, my boy himself, is also coming out with a new album coming out Valentine's Day. So, yes, sir.
Is Drake actually coming out with a new album or song?
Yes. Kendrick did that knowing this man had a preset release date for Valentine's Day. My boy was savage. My boy looked straight in the camera and said, "A minor." I'm sorry. I have enemies, Templars, whatever you call them. I could never, oh God, and God's my witness here, I could never do that to my ops. Never. That man is a different kind of savage. Let's just put it out there.
Looked at the camera and said his name, bro. That smile, he was like,
that smile.
Biggest
it was like a JoJo pose. It was like a JoJo pose too.
It was, and also that smile and walk at the camera for any pro wrestling fans that. This reminded me of Joe Hendry. When you look at the camera at the right time and you hit that lock, you're like, the way fucking Kendrick to look at the camera at the right time, you're like, and also to the camera, hey, follow me, and then turn, and then did the fuck you pose. Just everything just reminded me a bit of knowing and playing with the camera. Like Kendrick is a performer, he's an artist, and he knew how to play with that. Say what you will, is it the right time to do all this in front of America, in front of Trump, all these things? Hey, that's a whole different conversation. But when it comes to the performance that I care for and the music and the meaning, like, hey, anything you do in entertainment always has a double meaning. No matter how much you want to complain, anime, movies, books, any type of media has a double meaning, triple meaning, quadruple meaning. That's why there's a thing called 4/4 breaking. Like, it is in front of our face all the time. So when it comes to his performance, I enjoy it. Is it the top one, top best? That's a whole different conversation. But to me, it really succeeded in what a halftime show is. It succeeded in that the music. Could he have played any other few songs that were haters? Yes, but you have to say he literally has a good 15 minutes. This is not a concert. This is literally called a halftime show to entertain all the people that's watching and make money through all the ads and Apple Music. That's all. So to me, I had a good time watching this.
There it is.
Exactly. I did believe in Kendrick.
He did his thing for Black History, and like, hey, he nailed it. They brought on a show for everyone, and they nailed it. I congrats to him for sure. Like, he killed it.
But I would like to ask Memory, how do you feel about this halftime and anything else as well?
I like the halftime show, but I'm a big Kendrick fan, so I mean, maybe I'm a bit biased. I don't know. But
and then for you, was a hitter then?
Yeah. My thing with it was like, I feel like some of the songs he did play, like, I know they're from his album or whatever, but like some of the songs that he did play, I feel like weren't really fitting of a Super Bowl performance, I guess. Like, I feel like he didn't play some of like his old bangers, like "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe."
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Money Trees, like songs like that. Like, I feel like, like he didn't play a lot of those, which I was kind of surprised about. But I still like the songs that he performed. But I could, on like a part of it, I could see why people were like, because Kendrick he does have like some more poppier, like kind of banger tracks that isn't like, but a lot of his music is like lyrical, right? Where you like have to kind of pay attention to what he's saying and to understand it. And I feel like for a Super Bowl performance, some of the songs he was playing don't really like people aren't paying attention to that, obviously. So I feel like there could have been better songs he picked for it, but overall I still enjoyed the performance. Like, he did his thing. At first, actually, like, y'all brought up the PlayStation thing. It gave me like Squid Game vibes at first, and then I was like, oh, like it was. They talked about
Yeah.
like the whole PlayStation thing,
I
and then
see
I was
that.
like, oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I see
Yeah.
that. I see that.
Sorry.
It could be a reference of that. I can see that.
Squid Game's
but
in
that's
your
maybe-
head, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say that's maybe probably because I just
Bing, bing,
binged.
bing,
We
bing.
binged Squid Game not that long ago. So
It's true. I still love that Kungis, man. The Kungis game brought my childhood heart at like it healed. Like, oh, I play the Kungis too. But we're in this Crash. I know that you was talking mad shit during our sports conversation, and you said this in the document you originally wrote it that it was hot water ass or something like that.
Dog water.
Dog water, thank you.
Dog
So
water.
well, what are your comments about this halftime?
Okay, let me bring something out of the way. I like Kendrick Lamar. Excuse me. I don't love him. That being said, what I'm gonna give you guys a different perspective, and I'll try to make it quick. Some people need to understand that Kendrick Lamar is a good artist, but he's very niche. He's very somebody that you had to know from back in the day with his old music, and even now with his new albums and everything, you have to know of him. Most people know him from honestly with his original album with Black Panther. That's when a lot of people are like, oh, who is this guy? What he's putting out a lot of heat and everything. That's what people really start to get to know Kendrick for what he is, not from unless you knew him from back in the day. So when people first heard that he was getting to the Super Bowl, people were like, why the fuck would he choose him? I see the appeal. I don't think any of his songs were bad, but I personally, as somebody who doesn't like pop or mainstream songs, I was expecting an artist. I'm just spitballing a name out here. Fucking Bad Bunny, for example. Somebody just popular just to play in the Super Bowl, for example, right? Someone who is very niche like Kendrick Lamar, I did not expect. And most people were kind of like, if you don't know him, it's whatever. It's not that bad. The song, I agree with Memory 110%. The first half, it was like whatever. The songs I couldn't care for. It wasn't until Sia came into the scene. And then after that, I really liked all those songs. I knew of it was fine, whatever. The performances was whatever to me. I was also telling my wife about this. You also want to remember, like, this is Black History Month. We're in, the month of February. So, I assume he was also trying to put cultural appropriation out there, going past all the biases and political aspects of that. I go look deep into the rabbit hole if you want to know what I'm talking about. But looking past all that, I will agree with Vash in the sense that the performances were good. I actually looked at the numbers. I actually looked deep into it, and I'm like, oh, a lot of people looked into this Super Bowl as opposed to like last times with Rihanna and the other before that.
This is higher than Michael Jackson Super Bowl numbers. That's a crazy thing.
I will admit, I will know where I'm wrong in that sense. That is true. The performances to me were whatever at that point, but it's only because I was expecting a little bit more, I guess. Again, we're talking about Kendrick Lamar, so like you can only do so much with it, right? When he first started to sing Not Like Us, and then he stopped, I was so upset. I'm texting
he got blue ball.
Bro, he just blue balled all of us. He just cocked like, bro, what the fuck? And then he came out and ignored that shit. My wife got mad when I got out the couch screaming like, he's doing it. He's doing shit like, yo, what are you screaming for? And I'm like, you don't know about the beef of Kendrick and Drake. You understand?
I just love the pun that he did. He like, hey, I would love to sing the song that everyone loves, but they like to sue us. I'm like, shit. Yeah. He's saying everything up front.
Did not give a fuck. And look, I love beef as much as the next man. I love seeing someone throw all the hands, all the smoke. And when I tell you Kendrick did what he had to do just to flex on Drake to be like, yeah, I'm here. I'm the one who won the Grammys. I'm the one who got to the Super Bowl. I'm the one making it out there, and you out there doing God knows what. Not even a comeback with the rap songs or whatever. That just like that inspired me as Hispanic assassin. I need to be like this man. So fucking petty to be on his level, just to be like A minor straight up in the camera. I could never. But I will say it was not my favorite, but I will admit that it did do traction. It did do a lot of views. I see the popularity. I see why a lot of people liked it. It is not for everyone, for sure. I had an older coworker asking me, hey, I missed the halftime show. What did I miss? I told him nothing much because he's not going to get it. If you're not a fan of Kendrick Lamar, you're not missing out on much. But he did a good job. And I see the memes were hilarious. I'll end it with that. The memes were what I was there for. And Twitter fucking cooked the Gordon meal. Fucking 20 seconds, fucking retweeted immediately. Fucking 4 memes immediately. That was peak for me. 120 views. Thank you, Twitter. Never got that many views before in my life, but I appreciate you.
I just want to add that we also have a couple months for like the Emmys or for next year, this could also be as a performance, because if this wins for performance of the Super Bowl of
Oh,
Kendrick
wow.
Lamar,
Oh
that would be
my
another
God.
thing on top of Drake,
no.
and I'll laugh.
I think also I just read, I don't know if it was earlier today or yesterday, he passed Drake on Spotify for like total like
Yes,
amount of
I saw
listeners
that
or something
too.
like that too.
Holy
So that's,
Damn.
I mean, the Super Bowl probably helped propel that, but yeah.
I saw that too.
That album coming out Valentine's Day better fucking slap, or Drake is
Literally.
cooked this year, bro.
Literally.
OVO, you on his shit list, bro. You better watch out.
Look, and also people should know that most of the Super Bowl, the artists that are there, the people that are there are not getting paid. They're getting paid by fame and recognition. So also to have Serena Williams there just by choice, it's like, yo, girl literally posted once she came off air, she literally posted like a few videos, and girl got so much traction, so much love. And hey, if you know the story behind all that, good for you. I'm not gonna repeat it for anybody here. So go check it out. Go check out the rabbit hole. Watkins, do you want to give any last thoughts about this performance?
It was all right. It was all right. I mean, I'm one of the people that Crash is mentioning, like, hey, if you don't know much about Kendrick Lamar, you're not gonna like this. Guess what? I don't know much about Kendrick Lamar, so I'm just like, cool, neat. You performed it well. You know, I get the messages that you're saying. So yes, please, right in front of that orange, right in front of that fucking bastard. But anyways, that's besides the point.
I saw that yesterday too, and I didn't know about that.
But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was all right. You know, it's just not my cup of tea, really. So yeah.
Understandable. All right. So, chat, you hear, as you saw from the main topic, from what I said at the beginning of the show, we have a main topic for this month's theme, and it's about love. But what is it? It's the best couples in media and love in anime, movies, and game and manga. So let's get to the conversation. I'm gonna put out some questions. Chat, also, you give us your answers. Answer these questions for us as well. Why do we love love? The importance of romantic relationships in the media, how different mediums portray love, romantic, tragic, forbidden, unconventional, and what makes a couple iconic, chemistry, development, struggles, growth. And I want to pass these questions first to Crash, because he is he loves talking about rom-coms every weekend off the bench. He says, fuck guys, fuck fantasy, fuck these shows. You should be watching long titles series. So, Crash, since you like to cook all the time, give us a good appetizer to these questions.
Why do we love love? Why do we fall in love? Why do we like VTubers?
Oh.
Why do we love hentai?
Oh.
Why? Why is the question? It's not the why. It's the how. It's how you first see it. It's how you first meet. It's how it begins. And that's what we love about romance. It's when you first walk into a bookstore, you're looking for something to quench that thirst of, damn, I want to see the most spiciest thing, but I don't know what to find. And the library has everything, or the bookstore has everything it has for you to see. You're going through, your favorite Pornhub website, and you're like, damn, I'm trying to find the most spiciest video in the world, but I don't know where to begin. So many options. It's not about the why. It's about the journey, how to get there, how to find it. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, why we love romance. That's where I say when it comes to anything, when it comes to manga, to anime, to IRL videos, to movies, it's always about what first attracts you to liking that thing. That could be an actor, an actress. It could be an animation or a character itself. Whatever it may be, that's what I believe romance is all about. See or no? See or no?
All right. I see you have a lot of different sources of where you could get your love and your traction of entertainment of.
Kiss anime. I miss you guys. Hope you guys come back soon.
Yeah, no, you're done.
That's never coming back. But Memory, I saw you smiling out there with some of the things that Crash was mentioning. Like, how do you portray love in all these type of mediums? What makes a couple iconic for you? Like, do you have an iconic couple? Like, if somebody asks you, who's your favorite couple? Do you have one?
Iconic. Okay, maybe not my favorite, but iconic is Kirito and Asuna. I'm sorry, but they are. Like, from SAO. They're iconic to me personally. Season 1, they build their own house together, right? They have kind of like their own daughter with Yui. They have, what is that? There was like a log cabin they had.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm not going to speak on some of the things that the outlets that Crash mentioned. But for me with love, I just like seeing the progression from the beginning to, you know, to the end point, whatever that end point may be. Ideally for me, I like to see marriage, you know, kids, things of that nature, if it does come to that, like we saw kind of with SAO in a way, right? So that's kind of why I brought them up. And also SAO was one of the first anime I watched. So that couple has a special place in my heart, but just really pushing one another to be the best versions of themselves, right? I think that's something I really like to see with just romance in media in general. So I think even like in this current anime season, we've been seeing that a lot with Crush at Work as an example. Like they both push each other to be the best versions of themselves. So I really like that, and that's something that I look for a lot when, you know, my romance series in media. So
I'll say great examples. Hey, Walker, I'm gonna pass it to you since it seems that Sydney is saying that y'all want to bring up the next rom-com conversation of what brings a couple iconic. Talk to me, Watkins, or Sydney as well, in case you want to bring something up.
Move on to somebody else real quick.
Okay, let's switch it back. Neko, who also loves rom-com, talk to us. What is it that the importance of romantic relationships in media?
I think for me, since a little girly, I've always loved all this little lovey stuff. I always shipped a lot of things. I shipped everything as a kid, but I think more so now, or since always, I love how every like couple can like accept them, like the other person for who they are, whether it could be good or bad, and just accepting them, and then they can get more comfortable with each other. I like that like whole development where you first don't know anything about each other, then you open up to one another, and then you accept them, whether for the good or bad. And for me, like an iconic ship for me is like Kyo and Toru. Like that couple was like especially in the context of the series, it's like it goes really big into accepting the person how they are, and it's a really good development. I like to see in a lot of romance series that you can still be yourself even with your flaws, and that person will still accept you for them, and you can grow together with that. And I like that. It's because it's really heartwarming. It doesn't really put a black and white situation where you have to be perfect. No, you can still be like flawed, but also they can love you for those flaws, and still you can grow together and get better on those. It's an awesome dynamic. Yeah, it's an awesome. I think even nowadays it really like reflects like how, because we're not perfect. So if you can accept that person even with their flaws and grow together from there, then that's love for you. I feel like that's perfect. That's like perfect love.
I'm crying in the club for real.
That's a good example.
So beautiful.
I will say, my iconic couple is Spider-Man with Mary Jane, or Spider-Man with Gwen Stacy. That to me is
You have to pick one. You have to pick one.
Gwen Stacy.
Pick one.
Gwen Stacy.
Pick one.
Yeah, Gwen for the win.
Black Cat.
Choose a side. Choose a side. No gray areas.
Yeah, but I say Black Cat. That is definitely a side piece. I don't remember one comic run.
Can always be the main, ladies and gentlemen. The side piece can always be the main.
Has the Black Cat been a main? Since
Always.
when has Felicia Hardy? I wish Felicia Hardy, but Spider-Man is one of my iconics because I had read him as a kid. And I loved the comics for him in the cartoons and the animated. He has always had, not saying toxic relationship, he's always had hard times to keep relationships, but it's because he always chose responsibility and being a hero of saving the city, because he got great power comes with great responsibility, and as much that he wants to be selfish, be with the woman he loves, but he sometimes had to sacrifice his relationship just to save the world or save the city or save the people, and like that. And that to me was like, the chemistry was always there. This man Peter was always a flirtatious motherfucker. This man Peter's getting chicks, the villains, the good guys, like he's getting all the types, and he didn't even try. He's just that. He's that dude. He is the Chad. He's the Chad. And I always love that for him. Like, when it comes to the way Peter always, like in comics, they weren't always perfect, but Renew the Vows is one of my favorite comics run for Peter Parker and everything, and how it's portrayed. And the same thing, like Mary brought up, Kirito and Asuna. I rewatched season 1 of SAO at the most randomest time just because I love to see the relationships of them evolve. Even one of the next movies or next projects of SAO is supposed to give us the other side version of Asuna and her perspective of how she falls for Kirito and how she sees him in her perspective. And that's also the writer when he got to write much better in the light novel and flesh out their love story, where in his previous work in season 1 it was not as great fleshed out, and that's why some fans didn't like it, and etc. So I'm very excited to see that perspective. So to me, I agree with Memory, one of the iconics is, you know, Kirito and Asuna. So that's how I see in my kind of couple. But Watkins, now you're back, tell us your iconic couple. Do you have one that you can say that, like, who is your go-to, and how do you describe love is love? Like, what is it in your portrait? Like, when you see media, is it always have to be there, or, you know, fuck love?
Well, first of all, as the resident, I guess the resident meathead right here, right now, yes, fuck love, always and forever. You know, but no, I mean, one thing when I look at with like a romantic couple in a series or anything, I try to look at what the relatability factor is. It's like, okay, how can I relate to you in this way? Like, if I was in your shoes, would I fall for this person? Yes or no? Who knows? I don't know. We'll come to that road when we cross it, whenever we, you know, get to that time and place in these animus that we watch. It's the most iconic one I can think of. And I mean, I'm looking at her list right now because it's kind of helping jog some memories. But I mean, just growing up with like Inuyasha and Kagome, it was kind of fun in a way, just because. Well, okay. First of all, Kikyo, you bitch, getting in the way of true love. How dare you? How dare you? You are dead, ma'am. You are dead, ma'am. Stay dead. Go away. Inuyasha doesn't need your bitch ass anymore. That's besides the point. I hated every episode she was in. I despise every episode that Kikyo shows up, because like Inuyasha's just like, oh, Kikyo.
Yeah.
You know, and Kagome's literally right there. She's right there, dude. She's right there, alive. Say what you want about the stupid resurrection thing, whatever. I need to rewatch it anyways. But no, Kagome's right there. She's literally right there. She has you in the palm of her hand with that sit boy thing. Like, come on, right there, dude. But like, again, I try to look for like some sort of relatability when it comes to like any romance thing in an anime and all that. But yeah, I mean, because I think I went on a bit of a tangent last week, because I had mentioned like Deku and Uraraka with their thing, because it's like because I've seen couples like that like in my high school before, like in my high school days, where it's like, okay, you know what, they're really good friends and all that, but like you can tell that there's something there, but they're not really focusing on that. They're just trying to get through school and see what happens after that, which, yeah, that's normal for some of you people. A lot of people that are like, oh no, you should have just, you know, point her right there. It's just like, first of all, dude, they're still in high school, so get that out of your mind. But also, like, to me, that is just something that I can relate to, because it's like, okay, I've seen that in my life. I know that kids can act like that, and yeah, it's just, I can get behind something like that, really. But yeah, when it comes to like just iconic people, I mean, again, we've named some big names here. I think more for like the underrated and toxic ones, we'll have a bit more juicy conversation when we get to those. So yeah, we'll just go with that.
I do agree with that. To me, it's something I relate a lot when it comes to love. I've never been the romantic type over the years. I've gotten more to being romantic when it comes to watching content. When it comes to partners, I've always been romantic. There's not one ex that could ever say that, hey, you know, Vash was never better. Like, nah, this man got he got skills. He got dates always planned. He was always the player. He always
Oh
got
my.
moves. He always got things ready. When it comes to content being watched, that was never my thing. I've never believed in first love. I've never believed like true love kiss, or like, once you see somebody you lock in eyes, you're falling deeply. I'm like, nah. But when it comes to anime, that has changed
100
my
girlfriends every
Right, so
episode.
that's why you don't like it. Okay.
Oh.
I see.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Pessimist.
Oh, that,
Audacity.
if that's what 100 girlfriends has, then definitely when I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
this shit's
Yeah,
not. No,
that's
that's definitely not. 100 girlfriends, rent a girlfriend. Oh, I came to talk shit about that in a
Oh,
bit.
no.
Woo!
Now,
We're gonna
get on your get on your Rudy's gray rat.
Oh, you know
Hey,
what?
come on.
This is a perfect
Come on,
time to
get that
transition
hair
into. Let's get into the first topic, the first segment I will give into. It
no.
is anime and slash animation couples. What are the best couples that comes to your mind when you think of love in this type of media? So I'm gonna pass it. Like, we have options as classic anime romance couples. Let's get into a few of the best favorites. Let's go Crash. What are some classic anime couples that you feel like are the hitters?
I have nothing here on this list. I was telling you guys before the podcast that I had something to cook, and I'm ready to speak on it. This is one of my favorite couples, one of my top animes of all times, undefeated. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me on this, but that's fine because I know this is an underrated gem of an anime. It's a little anime I like to call Mysterious Girlfriend X. My favorite couple would be Akira Shisabiya and Miko Urabe. When I tell you, this is one of the most fun romance animes, rom-coms, of my life. That is a complete understatement. The way that they interacted with each other, the way that they got to be with each other, and the build-up to become
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
boyfriend girlfriend is just so hilarious. You got a young boy just licking drool off a desk. You have a girl who keeps scissors in her panties,
Yes.
and you have the most spiciest scenes where the way the romance anime rom-coms right now cannot compare to this anime. You just they communicate and they experience their feelings each other through saliva, literal saliva, not like kissing, not
Yeah.
touching the hand, literal like I put my saliva and I put it in your mouth, and now you know how I feel. I feel some type of wave. I feel
What in the Shimonetta is he talking about?
No, it's literally that's the series, but
Shimonetta? Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
they-
Oh no! The
Crash?
FBI got him.
The Windows update.
Imagine. Oh my god.
No.
I'm gonna just
Oh,
pause it
this
right here real
one
quick.
is
I'm gonna just pause it real quick. So
yeah.
at the 1:12:20 mark. All right, cool. Just pause
Oh,
it
the
there.
saliva talk Windows did I like.
I was
Oh,
kind of
no.
getting into that, dude. Or was I?
Yeah, I was just like, at first I was thinking
No,
he was
the
being so
best-
wholesome with it.
The best was Waka's reaction. Every time Crash kept speaking, Waka's reaction was questioning life, like, huh? Wait, what am I hearing? Huh?
What?
And then, huh?
No, that's the thing. It was so wholesome at first,
It-
and also feature fast. Make sure you keep some of this side content in because this is good shit.
Yeah, of course.
No, I thought it was so wholesome at first, and then things just like spitting saliva off the desk. I'm like,
Yeah. No.
Drooling in her
Are you-
mouth. Blah blah blah. It's like,
Yo,
like,
that's the one I
I mean,
heard. That she drew in her mouth. I'm like, huh? Like, ¿qué
Again,
pasó?
I'm not gonna kink shame, but it's like
It is a kinky
does it
series.
taste like pizza?
Oh no!
Oh my
No!
god!
am I?
Oh,
hey,
Yeah, you're back. Hey, you're back.
I'm sorry. And then we're out again. I'm like, I'm talking, and then I finish, and I'm like, wait, did it freeze halfway? No way. And I'm like, fuck. No.
Don't worry. We had a good, fun 1 minute conversation. That side, I'm gonna keep on the show. But let's continue. You was talking about the drooling in her mouth, right?
Okay, yes. I'm gonna start from scratch. Okay.
Oh no!
Okay, so imagine taking someone's saliva from somebody else's mouth and then putting it in your own,
Hot,
and then you start feeling
Alright.
it. That's literally the concept of
hot.
Mysterious Girlfriend X. It's so mysterious and yet so spicy. I couldn't stop watching it. It takes place in a high school theme era. You got this young girl who's very quiet, introverted, and yet she's such a badass because she keeps scissors in her panties. You got this horny ass boy right here, my boy Akira, just trying so hard to get in this girl's pants. This to me was just like the way that they grow as a couple from beginning to end, how they met, and just going to their very end of it. Which, by the way, the very end of the anime, I would just say them growing as a couple was the most wholesome way ever. Just I won't spoil it, but it was just as a girlfriend, if you find out something very powerful about your partner. Don't use that as a weakness to bring them down. Use it as a means to help them lift up. And I feel like Yorube did a very good job as a girlfriend. That was proud. Just because of that, I was just like, damn, I want to see more of it. And we don't have a season 2. I never went to read the manga as much as I really love to because I didn't want to get ruined by it. Look, I'm not gonna take too much time on the couple. If you guys want to watch it, definitely it's out there to watch. I believe it's on Crunchyroll. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times. I could probably watch it again if I want to. That's how powerful it is. If you like spicy, if you want a spicy couple that really, really like just you think you wouldn't expect to happen, keep an eye out for these guys.
I don't think I ever read it, but I'll read it for you because I don't. After the anime, I don't think I read the manga, so I don't think the manga gets spicier, but I'll read it. A
girl drools on the desk and a guy just licks it off, and then next thing you know, bam, he's more horny than you think. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. I highly recommend.
Well, Chai, you heard it here. A great recommendation. I will never be checking out. But for my classic romance anime, I will give it to Kirito no Asuna as well. Like Mary brought up, I'll repeat it. Another one that's animation related is Danny Phantom and Sam.
Ooh.
This was an old school one, so that I'll give a spotlight for that. How about you, Memory? What is a classic anime couple that you'll give a shout out to?
I would say I was gonna mention just Studio Ghibli as a whole because I feel like they do a lot of the couples really good. But
that's true.
One of the more underrated Ghibli movies is Whisper of the Heart, which is probably like a top 3 Ghibli film for me. Nice. And the 2 characters from that one I feel like is a good classic one, Seiji and Shizuku, because it deals a lot with like long distance and being away from each other for I think at some point in the movie is like months at a time. They were like kind of away from each other, but they still had that love for each other because they knew that they were pursuing like their passions and all that. So I really liked that movie. That's one, and that couple that I really liked from Studio Ghibli. But Ghibli just does, I feel like, a lot of the couples. Not in every movie they focus on like a couple, but most of them I feel like they do. But they always do like a good job with that because at this point a lot of the Ghibli movies are pretty old. So yeah.
And how about you, Neko?
For me, I think I have to go with something that's like pretty much older. Is Nodame Cantabile. I love this couple. That's the series, but the characters are called. I actually didn't even check.
Isn't that the music one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the name sounded familiar.
Yeah, those I love those 2. It's mostly just about this orchestra. Like he's trying to come back into it after something that happened, and he meets this girl. He meets her, and she kind of helps him, encourages him to come back into it. So it's a really cute dynamic. Yeah, I think it's a classic one too. That, like I mentioned before, just bringing each other up. But even Nate brought up just couples that bring each other up. It's a dynamic where he finds her annoying, and he's just like, okay. But after a while, he kind of eases up on her and kind of sees her charm, and it's a great dynamic. It's really adorable, and I think that's a couple that I really love from since as a kid.
I'm gonna look that one up for sure. You gotta remember the name later.
I think that one gets compared a lot. That series gets compared a lot to Your Lie in April.
Yeah, yeah. That's a
but the one Neko's bringing up, it seems like a lot more mature theme.
It is very mature. Yes, it is very mature.
I haven't seen Your Lie in April, but I know that's also a romance anime as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
Bash.
Why you are boss, bro? Come on.
I have great ideas. I don't have too much time to do other stuff and watch.
Oh no, he got the
Give me the strength.
Oh, I think I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Talk to us.
Shout out is Yona and Hawk. I don't know why we don't have it in season
Ooh,
2,
nice,
man.
nice one.
That was a really good one. That was more historical. And it's just the childhood friends. I'm a sucker for those. So come on, when her
The
guardians.
the childhood friend never wins usually. So
Oh, they never
So
do.
this
They
is
never do.
Usually we
Yeah.
get that
Yeah,
one
right.
time.
This is the one time where he can win, and they're like such a good dynamic duo. They're badass, plus silly together, more comfortable with each other since they know each other since long ago. And isn't this a really great series? Where's season 2? I don't know. I
Need
feel
that.
like we might get it. I don't know. The recent years they've been throwing out art recently, so I'm like, wait, is y'all teasing me? What's going on? So that's another one I wanted to chat out. So, woo.
That's a good shout out. That's a good shout out. Watkins, tell us your classic and then transition us into the underrated modern couples.
Are you sure you want me to? Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. Because my theme tonight is just gonna be the ultimate meathead for everything. So,
Here for it.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Vegeta and Bulma. Let's talk about them really quick because they are a good. They are a good classic romantic couple, if you want to say that. My headcanon is obviously from TFS Abridged because of how they end up getting together from that, where they literally get on a Zoom call and they both say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. My room, 10 minutes. So that's just headcanon of how they ended up getting together. But there was another one in my here we go. Here, I'm gonna piss some more people off too tonight. Ichigo and Orihime. I don't want to hear anybody talk about Ichigo and Rukia because you're wrong and you can't read. You
Yeah, Rukia is better.
yeah.
Wild.
Orihime is better in the manga. I do agree. In the anime, they really
She
show
is
love
way
interest
better.
between Rukia and Ichigo when that was never the case. Even Terakubo said that was never the goal. But I do agree, Orihime and Ichigo is a great reference. Hey, you know what? I give also old school Naruto and Hinata. That was one. Hinata was there since day one. This girl was loyal. Said, "I want this demon boy inside me and have his kids."
Wait, what? Oh.
And
Yeah.
she got that.
She wanted that multi-clone jutsu.
Yeah.
She wanted that shadow clone jutsu.
She
So
did.
she
She wanted that.
She did, and
the
she got that.
transformations. And the best part is she probably never mind. I'm not going to get into that subject because hey, this is shows.
I'm about to say that starts to become a Rule 34 conversation.
But you know what? Another classic one. And this might just show my bias too from me growing up and all that. Because I'm sorry. I am one of those people that do ship people like this. Ash and Misty. I needed them to be a thing.
Yes.
Since growing up, since day one, and I know the whole thing about but Serena was there from X and Y.
Yeah, shut
I
up.
didn't watch X and Y, so I don't care. It
Crazy.
was always Ash and Misty with me. And man, that again, that's just classic for me.
Underrated.
Yeah.
What about Mr.
I guess
Mime and
cartoon, though.
Ash's mom?
Nah, for real though.
Look,
And Ash's mom.
Oh,
they had a
I'm sorry.
three-way-
Mr.
They had
Mime, yeah.
they had a swinger thing with Professor Oak, so it's fine. It's all
wait,
good.
what? Oh my god.
Well,
Oh, we can.
But hey, you know what? We got some other underrated or modern couples as well that are in anime and manga or cartoons and all that. I didn't even mention any cartoons. Like, I mean, we could always talk about Hogan Arnold from Hey Arnold, how she pined over him,
Yeah.
literally making it always broke me every time they would like cut over to like her room. She would open her closet and behind all her clothes is just her little shrine of Arnold.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I got this toenail clipping from the trash of his. It's now gonna go right on his foot. I'm almost done with Arnold. It's like, okay, where's the heavy breathing guy to kind of knock you out back into reality and all that? Oh, there goes gravity. But like with underrated and modern couples, I mean, one I gotta shout out. Well, I guess a couple because two manga ended this year that had some pretty good couples in my opinion. Now, the one I didn't really read, but I take one of my friends' opinions very highly when it comes to this. Yozakura family
Thank
with
Mm.
whatever their names are. So apologies for not knowing their names,
It's
but
Tayo
I do at least
and
want to
Mitsumi.
shout them out.
Tayo.
Okay, good, perfect. Thank you for that. But I'll shout them out. But the one series that I read that I really like, and that do I dare spoil? Do I dare spoil the final chat? No, I won't. I won't
No,
do that. I
don't,
won't do
don't.
that. Andy and Fuko from
What?
Undead and Unluck. Now,
Yes,
this is
sir.
one of those ones where yes. See, I think Neko, you know exactly,
We
because
know.
like
Yes, sir.
this is this is what you were talking about too, where it's like couples bringing each other up and like kind of bring out the best of each other, because it's like these two, so like and it mainly came from like Andy towards Fuko, because like Fuko was this girl at the beginning of yeah, she was a girl, fun fact. At the beginning of the series, she's kind of timid, she's kind of, she doesn't want to really bother anybody too much, so she kind of somewhat keeps to herself, mainly because if she touches anybody, they're gonna die, especially if she likes them or whatever. So it's like you see her go from like this really timid, almost shy girl to this ultimate badass by the end. Like the whole transformation she has is astounding from beginning to end. And with Andy, he kind of learns to be more in tune with his own emotions and kind of being more of a protective person rather than this cold hard badass who doesn't remember anything before a certain point and all that. So like they really play off each other very well, to the point where I won't spoil why they're racing, but in the final chapter they're both racing to get to a certain event, and they both know that it's like, oh no, I need to beat them to this, otherwise they're gonna wear the pants and everything. It's like no, I need to do this. But like I don't know, it's just it's something really cool to see just in modern anime and manga and all that. And I guess like in the cartoon realm, I don't really know too much from things. I guess the only other thing, oh no, I'll mention the Owl House, because with the Owl House there's a lot of representation in there, where like there's a character that goes by they them, for example. They're like Luce, for example, the main character, she's bi, and at least with my exposure, you don't see a lot of bi characters, especially if they're main characters, because it's usually like, oh no, they're gay, no, they're lesbian, like, oh no, they're straight. It's like, oh well, cool, they're bi. And like there's actually a moment too, like it's very quick in like the third season, where she does come out to her mom, and it's really cute, it's really adorable. And like after that part, like you see like her mom is very accepting too of it too. But yeah, like with her budding romance with one of the characters, it's really good, because like again, it's bringing out the best of each character and all that. But I guess that's really all I have to say about underrated or modern couples. I'll let the rest of these non meathead people to take the reins.
Look, I will give mine real quick because I have a few and I want to give a shout out. It's to Taiki and Mitsuha from Your Name. There are a mixture of modern couples and also complicated love, because they are from a different reality or a different timeline. They gotta fix their situation of not getting killed by a meteorite. So and their continuation love story that goes throughout the trilogy of Weathering with You and what's the other one?
Suzume.
Suzume, thank you very much. So like their love story continues with that trilogy. I haven't still seen Suzume, but I heard it was very good for most people, and I heard that it was a solid, 7.5A for most people. So that's one shout out I'd like to give. A big shout out to Haichiman and Yukino from my teen romantic comedy Snafu. I've seen this anime and I had a great time. I saw this, I believe, with a big shout out to my friend to my friend Cypher, me and him saw this show. I believe he put me on season 1, 2, and 3, and we binge watched season 1 and 2, and then we watched season 3 when it aired. So that was one that I really enjoyed. And Kaguya and Miyuki from Kaguya-sama Love is War truly,
Oh, man.
truly is an awesome one. That
OG.
the comedy, the love, the helping each other grow. Like Neko said, we having to date your partner, but you're holding each other accountability, that you don't lose yourself within the relationship and you still grow within the relationship and become the better person you are than the start of the relationship. That to me is very impactful, and how I love seeing relationships in media and even in anime. So it does very well. I also want to give a shout out to Mitsuya and Tatashi from a current anime season right now airing winter. I have a crush at work. Go to the high seas, because right now it's not any in the current any type of streaming servers. So I do highly recommend that if you have a 9 to 5 job and you want to see some anime exposure, and how do you hide your relationship at work, this one is literally up for you. This anime does a good execution of how to express that. I have experience with that, because me and my partner, we went through that. We hate our relationship for a good 6 months, a year through some people, and I laugh, I giggle when some of the things that happen in this anime that I can relate to. So, and also my happy merge. Those are 3 things to a few of the shout out of recommendation of current things that couples. So I want to give it to a floor, Neko. What do you think?
For for me, I think my really underrated ones is like Yusuke and Keiko from Yu Yu Hakusho. Man, as a kid, binging that love story, gosh, like just
the fact that she waited for him.
yes, like it's just like, again, childhood friends. I'm a sucker. Like man, they can be young as a kid with childhood friends. So that relationship,
and he's got that little bad boy thing too going.
Yes, he's that bad boy, but he becomes better because of Keiko, right? Like he's still his bad boy self, but she's always there to keep him grounded, and he's always that's basically the whole series, is that she's the person that keeps him grounded, and is the one that he can go back home to. So it's just a beautiful love story between that, and I love their dynamic. Of course, I love when like couples can be both such like good grounded like for each other, and then also tease each other and like still be like close and like comfortable. Like I love that kind of dynamic where you could be comfortable with that said person, like so much to the point where that's the person you want to go back home to, and then the person that you want to tease and like kind of mess with the most. It's awesome. And another one I have is Zen and Shirayuki from red hair with Snow White with the red hair. And that is memory is checking out recently. So I'm excited for you to check it out, man. That duo are so adorable, and it's just like their dynamic of him being the prince, of course her being like the herb lady. Just a great dynamic where they both need each other for certain situations, and they help each other grow. It's just a big topic. I guess this podcast is just couples helping each other grow, and it's a great dynamic. It's awesome. So I always love those kind of dynamics. And lastly, for me, is Shin and Lena from '86. Oh my god!
Oh, that's a great shout out. That's a good shout out.
Oh,
That's a good shout out.
Damn, I need to finish that anime. That's the only one I was saying. I did
man.
not finish. I have to get on that. I have to get on that.
If y'all know '86,
I highly
the
agree.
whole dynamic, and it's so beautiful, and just the dynamic of like, it's almost like a Romeo and Juliet situation, but even more deeper.
If you know, you know.
Oh,
Yep.
if you know, you know. It's
Exactly.
and this is a ship where they can't even see each other. They're just hearing each other the whole time. They don't know how they look like. They have like a kind of like a war against each other. She's like a white. It's like it's kind of like minorities against like the higher ups in a way. It's very beautiful with their love story, with how they come together, and if you know, you know. Just a beautiful love story that in the light novel I'm reading, just even better. I love this series so much. Give me season 2. Anything is Aniplex. Where are you? Give it to me, please.
Exactly. I 100% agree. Now, Memory, tell us your modern underrated. What's your short list?
I have an underrated one from a series that was on Toonami back in like 2005 or 2006.
If
I
it's
didn't
what you
watch it
say,
then.
I'm gonna go crazy.
No,
right
I didn't.
now.
I didn't watch it then, but
Oh.
it did come out in 2005, 2006. Eureka 7,
Yeah, there we go.
Renton, and Eureka.
Yep.
So I know Miguel or Vash, excuse me, sorry, said
Beep.
he said that he said that he did not like the whole love at first sight thing, and this is one of the love at first sight. It's more so from the main dude. He kind of has love at first sight for the main girl. But it's a longer series, so they really like explore. You see the relationship build as it goes along. It's not really established at the beginning, but it goes along through the whole series. And the thing that's very interesting about it is that the main girl does not understand human like emotion, love, any of that. So she's kind of discovering what that is as the series goes along, because she's her race. She's technically like an alien. There's a different name that they call them. They're like Corallians, but she's pretty much an alien. So she has no idea what human emotion and all that love is like. So she learns about that through the whole series. So it's like a really beautiful love story. There's a lot of other things going on in the series, but they're pretty much fighting against like what comes with her origins, because there's a lot into that, but then also the people that are kind of trying to take advantage of her because of her race and all of that. So they're like fighting against the world, essentially. Like her and their group are fighting against the world. But they end up getting married, they have a kid. Like it's very beautiful. So that's one that I feel like a lot of people, it's kind of older, it's underrated, a lot of people don't talk about it. Really good series, by the way, too. And then also another one I won't talk about as much, but Lawrence and Holo from Spice and Wolf is one that I really, really like. They're just adorable. I mean, I think probably most people have saw by now, like with the sequel series, like they have a kid as well. But mostly Holo just like teasing Lawrence, and a lot of like their back and forth is just really cute. So that was another one I feel like that not a whole lot of people talk about compared to maybe some of the other ones we mentioned, but that's a great one as well.
I say those are some great ones. How about you, Crash? What's your short list? You got one?
I only have one, because the point was underrated or modern couples. And I thought long and hard about the rom-coms that have come out since I was a wee lad.
I bet you did.
And the only one that came to mind, I highly doubt people are going to say it's not underrated, but to me, because not a lot of people talked about, it's from a very recent anime that came out, The Dangers in My Heart. And that is with Yamada and with Ichikawa. When I tell you this is peak romance, I came in going to this anime thinking it's going to be like, just like this kid who's going to fall in love with the same bullshit trope about this popular girl. No. Let me stop you right there. It's not this kind of trope. It's a build-up, a literal build-up of how a person can change their ways of seeing someone, and the opposite direction too, how a popular girl can see how an introverted guy can change her whole life forever. Season 2 was phenomenal. I gave it almost a 10 out of 10. It was just, everything was perfect. The animation was by far amazing, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the romance and with this couple. And when I tell you, as someone who was introverted at one point in his life, I get when, you just don't like the popular girls this, or you just think everyone's annoying, that for sure. But when you find that special someone in your life, that someone that makes a difference, that someone that opens your eyes to see the world in a different way, Dangers in My Heart, both seasons, is the anime that actually shows it to you, especially with the romantic way that you see the build-up and the development for these two characters, them just being classmates, having what we would say sneaky link moments between each other, moments where they're not supposed to be with each other, but yet they are with each other in a wholesome way, nothing etchy. I will say there was a jealous moment in certain parts that really got me like, yes, we've all been there. No one likes it when, the partner's talking with another guy or with another girl. We've all been there, but, this is an introverted guy who's just, your average chill dude who's just trying to live life. And there's this really young, popular girl who's very skinny, cute, and a model, almost a TV actress here and there. She's living her best life. But how is a guy like him supposed to be her one and only to her? And that's what Dangers in My Heart is all about. Literally the dangers of falling in love very young, but trying to keep it together. I highly recommend it. Those two.
He is trying to kill her too.
Underrated, but modern.
Yeah, let's not forget that. He's trying to kill her. That's his fantasy.
Was.
Interesting.
And maybe along
That's
the way.
The danger, really.
So I think along the way we find out that, it's not worth killing anymore.
Sometimes it happens. A big shout out to Yor and Lloyd as well, from Spy X Family. Since we're talking about killing, and being in love.
Yeah.
Everyone, we're about to do this as a rapid. For toxic or complicated love, I'm gonna say my one. Aaron and Mikasa, their devotion and obsession. Attack on Titan, they're I'm gonna give one as well. A little honorable mention. Jake and Trixie from American Dragon, Jake Long. For anybody that hasn't seen it, Trixie is a girl that he always had a crush on, but then he found out later that the girl he has a crush on is a girl that's trying to assassinate him and kill him because she's part of the evil organization. So those are my two little shout outs for toxic or complicated love. Watkins, go shoot us.
Nah. All right, I'm gonna shout out Rudy and his 3 wives from Mushoku Tensei. Why? Why? Because first of all of you anime only people who watched season 2 and saw what Roxy did, go and read the light novels, or go and listen to the audiobook version of the light novels, or talk to some friends who have experienced the light novels, because there's deeper things that go into all that. But like, yeah, that's why I put it in here, because like it is a bit complicated with things, especially when Rudy brings his second wife to his first wife. He's just like, hey, want this to happen, and she's basically, in a way, she's like, I knew this would happen, and it just leads into a very complicated conversation about, okay, Rudy is bad. Oh no, Roxy is bad. Well, what's the phrase just gonna fall for it, or just let him do what he did? It's just like, people, be quiet. Just let them live their lives. It's fine. It's all good, and hey, at the end of the day, Rudy's winning because he's got 3, well, actually, in my personal opinion, 2 lovely wives and one that's all right.
Crazy.
I feel you, bro.
You heard it here, Chad. He has 2 amazing wives, and the third one is But talk to us, Neko. What's your one shout out to
Just in comparison to the other 2.
He had to defend himself real quick before he got attacked.
Yeah. Oh no.
But Neko, talk to us. What's your quick shout out of who's your one of complicated love?
Man, this is hard because I kind of hardly ever know a complicated one. Like we could
Or toxic.
Or we could get a little crazy. Like toxic, I can have something. I was gonna say kiss exist for toxic.
God damn it! I thought you were gonna say the other one. No.
I mean, if we could go that route, then yeah. But no, you know what?
Sora.
Or
no.
Oh yeah, that's a complicated one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think my shout out would be from Scum's Wish. The 2 characters in that one, man, isn't that, man, it's both toxic, complicated, everything. Yeah. But it's a great series, funny enough. Even with all that toxicity and like how complicated it is for these 2 high schoolers who are in love with their teachers, but the teachers are together, so they use each other as a way to like, how do you even call it, like to imagine themselves with their teachers, but together. It's that complicated, guys. It's just it's kind of good though. At the end of the day, the manga's great, the anime is great. So that would be my one that is really complicated, toxic.
All right, Memory, go shoot.
Complicated. I want to say Guts and Casca from Berserk because mostly
that's a good choice.
Yeah, because of the role mostly like Griffith plays for both of them, because he's kind of he's kind of in the middle of, like, they both see him in a certain light or in a certain way, but then that would be my pick, is Guts and Casca.
That's a great choice.
That one is definitely pretty complicated, mostly because of Griffith though.
Yeah.
How about you, Crash? What's your shout out to that one?
I mean, since Neko said it, I will shut them out. Now, I won't talk about it, but I will shut them out. First off, Rumbling Hearts. If you guys know, that was so bad. School Days, also so bad. Also, Domestic Girlfriend. She said it, and now I'm like, you know what? Let's get into it. But no, you know what? Let's hold out that conversation for another time, But that has to be addressed. But no,
I do agree.
The main one I was gonna say was Yakuza Fiance, the recent one that just released right now with Kirishima and Yoshino. That is the definite definition of a toxic. That is definitely not a relationship I would want to be in. If I am like that, guys, please save me.
Yeah, that was very toxic.
All right, like you guys heard, somebody is saving because we're gonna transition into our segment 2 of the movies couples, the best in romance love in live action. TV could also be referenced if there is anything related to that, or what is it that makes romance work in movies compared to anime? What does that 2 hour a movie could hit to the touch of the heartstrings than a 12 episode, 24, 1,000 episodes of One Piece episode of anime to talk about love? What can romance in movies work, and where has it failed to deliver? So one thing I'm gonna bring up is Anakin and Princess Padme. That's the one I'm gonna shout out to because they have a good love. They have a good love story. Just their love story is complicated. Our boy Anakin went to the dark side. That's all. Anybody, I don't need to explain. For her, yeah.
For her.
But tricked
So-
because of because of Sidious,
Because of her. So again, bitch.
Love could come and bite you, or could come and turn you to the dark side. That is your lesson learned in the Star Wars. But
Why do you have to use that word?
Crash, I want to go to you first in movies. What is a love that you give a shout out to movies that you always felt that you could, watching our Justin Timberlake in Friends with Benefits, with Mia Kunis, or any other movies that is the rom-com like? What is it, the best couples?
It's funny you said that because you're not that far off from what I was gonna say. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Ooh, that's a good
Brad
one.
Pitt.
That's a good one.
That to me is the first thing that came up when I saw that. Very iconic because you go to the toxic ways, right? You think you're better than the other, but you're also trying to do espionage in that aspect, thinking that you're one up in that person. I like that personally. I always want to believe I'm kind of having that kind of relationship with the missus myself. Like, we always butt heads, but at the end of the day, we're always in that equal aspect. We're always having each other's backs, looking out for each other throughout thick and thin. So I want to give a shout out to them. Like, when I think of any type of movie couples, for sure, there's a lot of iconic ones, but that's the main one that just comes to mind. Like, that's a movie I'd watch over and over. Because come on, it's Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Who wouldn't want to watch them together?
That's a good choice. That's a good fact. And I remember, tell me, is Jack and Rose on Titanic your number one all-time favorite?
No.
So talk to me. Who is your all-time favorite?
Who did
My
Rose
top
end up with
favorite one
again?
from a
That
movie.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what my top favorite one would be, but I was gonna give a shout out to Shrek and Fiona.
Hey, that's a good choice.
I'm glad I didn't bring it up. I was going to.
That's a good choice.
I
That's
know
a
we've
good
talked
choice.
about it a lot, like accepting each other for who you are, but you have a big ogre, right?
Literally.
Shrek, and then you have Fiona, who she's the beautiful princess like character, but she also has a transformation that
Yeah.
a lot of people would
Mhm.
turn away from, but not Shrek, especially because they just they
But you
like we
are
said, they love
beautiful.
each other. They love each other for who they are. So, and came to accept for each other for who they are. So yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Shrek and Fiona. Also
great
another
choice.
one I really like is A Silent Voice. The couple
Mm.
from there, Shoya and Shoko,
Mhm.
because that dealt obviously with bullying and kind of like a redemption story in a way, because of the way that the main dude, how he treated her. He bullied her, and because she had a disability, and the others joined in on it, but he realized he was kind of he was young, he was dumb, and he grew from that. And then that turned into a beautiful story with the two of them. So that couple there, he definitely made up for it and then some for how he treated her in the past, but just really accepting her for who she was. And she actually saw, despite what happened in her past, that he actually deep down was a good guy. And that a lot of it was just them being young, or mostly him was he was just young and dumb and didn't realize what the situation kind of was with her. And we do dumb things, and we don't know what we're doing when we're kids, so it's valid in a way. But yeah, that's two shouts, I would say.
One other movie that I did watch with wifey recently, I want to give a shout out to, is Crazy Rich Asian. Accepting that, hey, I don't care about all the money I got. I don't care that when I go back to my country, I'm a millionaire. People love me. Any girl will marry me. But I want to be with you. Like, it just shows that, like, hey, I'm okay to let all that go and just be with you. You're the one I chose to be with, and that to me is powerful, it's beautiful, and it's enjoyable movie. Like, this type of movies is great. Also a big shout out to The Shape of Water. Also, it's like a monster type of you falling in love with somebody else that's not human, but you're still accepting that you don't look the same, but accepting who you are. So that to me is a beautiful reference to that. Now, Neko, talk to us. Movies. You like movies? You like romance?
Oh, I love movies. Live action wise, it's kind of hard for me. I have too many, but I think I would say from Tangled, Naveen and
Okay.
Rapunzel. They're very iconic to me, especially as a Disney couple. They're very. I think we got out of all the Disney couples from that, they were the more fleshed out, and you can see their development from the get go. Usually, a lot of other Disney ones had the couple kind of get better at the end, but Naveen and Rapunzel throughout them getting more comfortable again. I just that's my favorite thing when they get comfortable and they open up to each other and can accept their flaws and can accept who they are and grow together. And it was just a beautiful. It was cute, adorable, and with the context of him able to tell her something that he's never told someone and actually be better because he's a thief, right? But then he kind of grew and turned into a better person because of her. And she got to see the world that she never got to see because she was locked up in the tower. So that was adorable. And another shout for me is another anime film. Well, it's an anime film called Jose and the Tiger and the Fish.
Oh,
That
yes.
one-
That's a good choice. Yep.
That one had me in tears. It teared me up mostly because she had a disability, right? He was her caretaker, and he showed her the world that she never got to see it
Yeah.
too. So that was beautiful, and I heard that in the manga it got more darker, or at least more sad. So I'm happy the anime movie kind of kept it how it was, because I was like, no, don't rip this apart for me. So it was adorable how in the anime they kept that romance well, because apparently in the source they didn't get together, and I didn't want that. So that was awesome. So the movie, just one of my favorites, and it's really well done. Really beautiful.
You mentioning that just made me think of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, that movie.
Oh,
And that one destroyed me.
yeah, no.
That one was
I
also
remember that
another
day.
good shout. Yeah,
Yes,
that
Watkins.
Yes.
That is an actual title of an
What?
anime movie. Yes, that's an
Yeah.
actual.
Yeah.
But it has meaning. It is weird. It does have meaning, but
It
it is
does.
a really yeah.
I just love his reaction of that. He like, hold on,
No, that's
wait a
valid.
minute.
That's a valid reaction.
Yeah.
What? Nani the fuck?
That is a valid reaction.
His reaction like,
Oh,
what did I just
okay.
hear in my ears? I want to hear
Like-
pancreas is a movie title.
What?
No, trust me when I say
Okay.
the name is nothing to what you think the anime is about. It's nothing.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Let it cook.
I'm
Let it cook.
sure it is. I'm
Hey,
sure
it's
it
anime.
is.
You should know their titles be wild as fuck and be having
Yeah.
long titles or
Oh,
be questionable
oh,
titles.
you want to talk to me about titles?
Hi.
You want to talk to
Mhm.
me about titles?
Damn.
About I used to be a grocery store clerk in my previous life, but now I got hit by Truck-kun and I'm the freaking shoplifter that got
Yeah.
arrested by the guardsmen, and now I have to succumb to the demon world. Fucking, I hate your isekais. Anyways, okay, good.
look, I'm
Great
just-
transition.
Exactly. Go for it.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to stay away from no, one live action. I'm going to say for the end because it's going to be my hot take for all you basic ladies out there. But for
Ooh.
animation wise, man, Disney Renaissance had a lot of good ones. But I think the best one, I mean, kind of along the lines of Shrek and Fiona, were of course Belle and the Beast. I mean, you can't
Yep, that was a
mention
good choice.
romance without bringing up
The
Beauty and
missus
the
would
Beast
agree
and
with
all
you,
that.
good sir. The missus would agree.
Yep.
I've had I remember with an ex I had an argument about Ariel and Prince Eric
Oh.
because so there was a point in the movie where he gets entranced by Ursula because she had transformed herself and tried to seduce him or whatever, but it's her magic spell and all that. But this girl I was with, she didn't think that was a magic spell. She just thought that he was thinking with his,
Bruh.
princely pecker and all that, And I'm just like, are you
Bruh.
serious? He's hypnotized. Yeah, but he saw her. It was just like, no. He was hypnotized because he heard the voice, he heard the singing, and he's just like, oh, I recognize that. I'm gonna go to that. Oh, it's you. Oh, I'm hypnotized now. Like, nah, don't try to pull one over on me. But live action, this is a TV show. All right, all you basic ladies out there,
Uh-oh.
The Office.
Oh no. No, you're
Pam,
hurt me.
Pam and Jim are not a good
My
couple.
boy Cookie.
They are not a good couple.
Wait, what?
You want to know who the best couple in The Office is? Yeah, Jim and Pam are a shit couple. They are when as soon as they get together, they turn into the worst people imaginable. Nah, the best couple in The Office is Michael and Holly.
Okay,
They
that's
are
fair.
the best couple. Why? You want to talk about okay, look, they do bring out the best of each other, but it's because they're kind of the same person, you know? Like, and especially their journey to get to one another, because like, okay, they kind of start going with each other, but then big corporations just like, no, you can't be happy. We're gonna separate you two, and like they go their separate ways. They both kind of date different people, and like it's kind of awkward at the big company stuff and all that. But like through time, Holly comes back, and like yeah, they still have issues. It's still kind of awkward, but they end up coming back together and all that. And like by the time that they end up getting engaged and all that, it's just like it's it's the dorkiest moment, but it kind of just hits me the hardest. I don't know, it's just really good. And then like they just go away. They just go do their own thing. They have like what 5 kids at the end. It's just like, oh, you guys got busy. So it's like, okay, you know what, great, awesome. Whereas with Jim and Pam, they get annoying, especially that last season where it's like, oh, Pam, I want to do this thing, I supported you during your art stuff because hey, you should support each other and all that stuff, which he did. And then she's all like, no, don't do that. I don't want you to follow your dreams. Herp-a-derp. Now, there's other things that go on to it. I know that the whole nuances and all that. But I mean, come on, man. Come on. You guys were built up to be like this power couple and all that. And then like, as the series goes on with them as a couple, it's just like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And I mean, there could be something to say about, oh, that's kind of just how relationships go in life. Once you reach the honeymoon phase, life starts lifing and all that stuff. But it's like, I don't know, man. I just can't be. I can't. I'm done. I'm done with it. And it's the fact that people just keep going on and on and on and on. I feel like the Grinch with the Who's, where they're all like, da who for it, da who. It's like Jim and Pam, Jim and Pam. I'm like, shut your mouth. I don't care about the jock and her. I don't care about those two. Get them off my screen. Hell, I would take freaking Dwight and Angela. I would rather take those two. Hell, even Dwight and the other girl that he was gonna be with too. Like I would have taken
Pam's sister, I think it was
over Jim and
shit.
Pam. Yeah, it was like her sister or like
some shit
or something. Yeah, it was some shit like that. But nah, that's probably the hottest take I have tonight. Like I don't know.
I can't say anything towards that. I haven't seen The Office. I've tried to. I never.
Jesus Christ, bro! I'm gonna get out of this podcast. What? How the fuck have you watched?
Hey, no,
seriously.
The Office. I never got into it. I've tried to. I just never got into the type of satire. The TV show. Like same thing with Rick and Morty. I've never got into Rick and Morty or.
I want you to put right now, fucking hashtag. It's all Vash's fault. Because goddamn, you guys are giving me shit for my hot takes.
What about
I'm ready. Different for Watkins. That bro, don't even fucking start right now. Jesus
Have you
Christ!
seen
Oh my
Friends?
god! Not even we can fucking.
Wait, did I break him?
Jesus.
Yeah, I think you
Did I
break
break
them. I think you did.
Anybody got any thoughts about this Office? If not, we can move to our last segment of the night for us before we end our show.
Hold on. My final thought: 7 out of 10. Trash is their relationship.
Wow. Wait, 7 out. Okay, wait, that's not bad. Wait, hold on. What?
That's not horrible.
Okay.
That's not horrible.
Oh my god!
That's a little dig at Crash.
Damn.
Well, Chad, let's get into our video game couples. It's going to be a short conversation until our video game conversation.
Oh, wait, there might be another spicy take.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good.
Please.
All right, this is talking about our iconic gaming romances when it comes to the choice of gaming affects the romantic aspect, and does romance mechanics game makes the game better? Do you fall in love with what's being portrayed? And what couple in gaming history has hit hard emotionally? Any death, anything like that? Crash, go first. Shoot them and let's go and hear them.
I want to say it first because I think Watkins gonna say it, so I want to beat him to it. Fucking Persona 5. Joker and Sadio kind of walking me. Yes, him and the teacher. Yes. I don't care what anybody says. Yes. That is the role. It's the only role 100%. I don't give a fuck anybody says, minus the nurse. That I do not take no for any other answer other than the fucking teacher. Yep. That is peak ass romance, and I do not care what anybody else says.
Okay, all
the
right.
Only other option, the only other option is the harem option. Other than that, yes, it's a teacher.
No, whoa. I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that. I said nurse.
I will say all that. Why? Why? Because look. By the time this episode comes out, the day after, it'll be the Valentine's Day massacre. That's all I'm saying. That's the only reason to do the harem route.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Any other recommendation for that, Crash? Any other romance?
Circle 2077. Choose Panem. She's fucking amazing. That's all.
Okay. Sorry. Memory. With all the games that you have played over the years, is there any romance
I just play FPS. I mostly just play FPS games, so I don't know.
So move on from you. So move on because to somebody else.
Halo.
Okay, Halo could be. Yeah, Halo's a shout.
I'm about to say, come on, Halo.
Chief and Cortana.
Cortana,
yeah.
Thank you. Come on, that's literally one of the old school. That's one of the old school.
That's a shout. But I don't know. I was like, I'm trying to think like Skyrim, Elden Ring are some of my favorite games. Like, there's not even really, at least that I can think of. Ghost of Tsushima, no. I mean, maybe How about Mario and Peach? How about Mario and Peach?
Bowser Peach.
I mean,
oh my god, I still laugh whenever
they had kids.
Whenever I see the music video online, I've been laughing of Martin Luigi of the guy swimming in the tank or whatever. Every time I see that music video, I'll be laughing. Why? Because you don't know. I gotta find it and send it to you.
I'll leave y'all with Mario and Peach.
Mario and Peach. I'm gonna definitely clip this and post this. Oh my god, Mario and Peach. That's the wonderful. All right, Neko, talk to us. Have you played any games with all the indie games you have played? Is there any type of romance they want to give a shout out to? Is there one that impacts you in love stories? Because I know you love love stories. You love indie games. Is there anything you want to give a shout out to?
I only got 2. I would say from FF16, Clyde and I forgot her name. Or Clive and the girl, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry, but they were so cute. I love FF16 because of that. Like they're romance again, childhood friends. I'm telling you, why are childhood friend stories so good? I didn't play it.
It's the long build is the foundation that first started. It's like, hey, we're supposed to because we've been together side by side for so long.
It's just a beautiful dynamic. And of course, I'm not a gamer. I watched my friend play. So when I watched him play this game, this was really enjoyable to see, like, throughout the whole story, just how, like, their friendship became. They got separated at some point. They came together again, and they fought side by side. And I can't say nothing because that would spoil the ending. But beautiful story. I did like that couple a lot. They had me in a chokehold for a whole, probably a month or a week. So that was really fun. And my other one would be Zelda and Link. In every form. Zelda and Link. My goodness. Zelda and Link, man. They just, I don't know. Something about those two just get me in every game.
Tears of the Kingdom got me. That one got
literally,
me.
Yes.
Like,
Zelda's cheeks were cheeking for sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
If you know, you know.
Hey,
thank you, internet.
Oh my.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's my 2.
The one thing I would say, I don't play that many video games to give a crazy shout out. The one thing I would say, I haven't played the video games. I am planning to.
Of course you don't.
The Witcher TV adaptation is the one I would reference since I haven't played the game, but since I know is based on the game, is based on the books and everything, is Jennifer and my boy Geralt. But the version that Henry Cavill, this man was good. Adaptation for Henry Cavill. I have not seen the rest of season 3, and I don't know if season 4 ever came out. I don't know if it is. I know a new animation came on Netflix when it came out for The Witcher, for that series. So I know that's very exciting for that. But I definitely plan to check out the new spinoff of The Witcher. But The Witcher is one of my shout out to. And Cloud and Tifa. That's all I'm gonna say. Waka's your turn. Tell me why Cloud and Tifa.
La da 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 da. La da da da. Yeah, no, it's Cloud and Tifa. Again, it's that childhood friend trope thing. Like, say what you want about Aerith. She's a good girl and all that. And you might be like, oh, Cloud was captivated the first time he saw it. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that noise. Tifa all the way. Mainly because, like, I feel so bad for Tifa throughout the whole time. Because, like, Cloud's just, like, looking all longfully at Aerith the whole time. I'm just like, dude.
Like, literally.
Hey, thank you. I'm like, have you not seen her? You guys were, I think in one of the games, they went to like some house or place at a bar, and they had to do dress up. And I was like, God damn,
Yes.
girl.
Oh, they do dress up a lot, and especially Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's besides the point. I also put on here
I saw that
as
one.
a joke. I put Kratos in violence.
Oh my god.
But
Boy.
but like in actuality though, like I look at that, but I'm like, oh wait, shoot, what was his wife's name in the 2018 ones? What was
Oh.
fuck, I'm blanking on her name right now.
I'm blank
But
about that one.
but their relationship was really good because like it actually made more. There was a lot more narrative weight to it in the games rather than like with the first games. It's like, oh, Kratos, you killed your wife and daughter and blah blah blah. Now you have to go on this revenge path and all that. But like in this one, it's like, okay, your wife died, and now you have to go with your son to now I see I'm blanking on names already tonight too, so apologies everybody. But like you basically have to go to the highest peak in all of the realms to like spread her ashes and all that. And like you go on this journey just to do something simple like that. And it turns into like this whole big war that ends up ushering Ragnarok and all that. But it's like the fact that he went that distance, literally going to a different realm for your wife's final wishes, like that's some powerful shit right there. But yeah, I'm glad we mentioned Mario and Peach and all that. Some people might throw Sonic and Amy in there as well.
Yes,
Okay,
Sonic
okay.
and Amy. Yes.
110% agree with that.
Sonic 4, baby.
Yeah.
And by the way, bromance.
Yes.
I'll give a shout out to bromance. To Sonic and Shadow. I'll give a
Wait.
to bromance. Bromance.
Talking about Route 34 now, my guy? What the fuck?
Bromance is brotherly love. Brotherly love. Brotherly love is what I'm saying.
No, I
No
think
Diddy,
Tails
okay.
and him are more bromance, not Shadow.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, but okay.
All right,
Whatever
Tails
it
and
is,
Sonic.
man.
I do agree on that. But I
Yes,
do agree with Tails
that's
and
more
Sonic. That's a
romance.
good one too. I do agree with that too.
Let's see. Oh, well, I don't know if this one really counts either. Because I'm just staring at the pop of them right now.
Oh.
From Rift Apart, Ratchet, and what's her name?
Clank?
No,
I
no,
don't
yes.
know if they were
Girl.
really more
Yes.
romantic, but I mean, there was stuff there.
Yeah.
There was something
Yeah.
there.
He did.
You know?
Definitely. He liked her.
It was very platonic, but
Um,
there's hints there.
Yeah, but I guess those are the only ones I could really think of off the top of my head with video games, unless you want me to go back into Persona realms, which Persona 3 is also an option. So there's
I
some
haven't
good
played the
ones
game
there.
yet, but when I get to it, first thing I'll do is ask you who do I ship? Who do I go for first?
The
There's
green
one
jacket
that
girl.
The Android?
green jacket.
Is that
You know
Persona
what?
3?
The Android's a good shout.
Oh, that's Persona 4.
Nah.
Okay.
I have a certain thing for redhead in this game, so but that's just me.
We might have same taste, good sir. We might have same taste. So I'll have to let you know when I
sure.
stream it and let you know what we do.
So, chat,
Yes,
of
sir.
course, you know that we've finished up our anime, we finished up our movies, we spoke a bit of TV, we spoke a bit of video. Of course, we missed some recommendations, some shout out to some great toxic relationships, the best ones, the bad ones. We give a big shout out to Mario and Peach, or technically Peach and Browser. They had kids, like Mary brought up.
Oh no.
But one other segment that we were gonna do was, manga and webtoons, because that's a whole other realm. But we're gonna skip it for this because we're close on time. So we're just gonna go transition into the last segment of the night. Is what is one couple of all media you think defines love? Which medium is your favorite that does the best of romance? And what's a famous couple that does not work?
I will start off with the first question. What is the one couple of all media you think defines love? Um, Once upon a time, and this is going to be a very interesting take. Once upon a time, I looked up to a lot of people who had long relationships for long periods of time. Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith at the time, Steve Harvey, and I forgot her name. A lot of more iconic people that were in love, but I'm seeing now lately that people are getting divorced now. People are getting their separate ways because it didn't work out, or they just didn't feel the spark anymore, or anything like that. I don't think there's a couple anymore that I look up to that defines love. I feel like what you look for in a person, you always tough it out and try to make it work to the best of your ability, no matter what it costs. And if there's any advice, any real advice I can give to anybody out there who has a partner and is a little lost or is afraid that they might mess up or they might ruin anything, just know that your partner might be feeling the same way. So communicate. Tell them how you feel. Tell them what you want. Don't be afraid to speak your mind, because at the end of the day, we're only here for a short time. We only are here for these little moments, whether it's watching anime with your friends, these romantic moments, or watching with your loved ones. Definitely let them know how you feel, because you can never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You make the best of what you have today.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Crying at the club for real.
I would say, to answer to that, like, when it comes to storytelling, I would say this with cold-heartedly, and I don't care if it's hot take or not. When it comes to anime, is the best storytelling in media to me. You could tell anything in a 12-episode arc, or in a 24, or in movies. You have so much restriction of 2 hour. You have to get the location. The actors sometimes fall short. But when it comes to anime, and to me, it's I've enjoyed romance when it comes to anime storytelling a lot more than live action movies and everything, a lot more. So when it comes to romance, anime always hits the way. To me, anime is one of the best media in storytelling. And what is one of the couples in all media that I think defines love is like I said, Peter Parker and his flings or his partners. To me, in his character defines in a different relation of love, of how you could sometimes have to sacrifice yourself. In some of the storylines, he actually chooses Mary Jane, and he actually has a kid. So there's all different types of routes for where you could choose your love and the partner you could choose. You have, like Crash said earlier, we have Black Cat, like Felicia Hardy. She is a great choice for Peter, but she has a lot of baggage behind her to hold her down because of the family she's tied in with. So all those things that, to me, Peter Parker holds the definition of love for me as a character, and his symbol of being a hero and choosing what's best for you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you what you said on the part about anime and that being the medium I feel like that does romance the best. I don't know if that's because like 95% of the stuff I consume is anime, but but no, I feel like just the way anime handles it compared to other forms of media that I've consumed, I feel like that's been the one that's kind of captured me the best. And the couple I would say I would want to mention is probably what we mentioned it earlier, was Kyo and Toru from Fruits Basket. That describes it the best to me personally, because of a lot of the things Neko mentioned, just how they accept each other for who they are, through, they're there for each other through the good and the bad, through what both of them have went through in their past, and just being there for each other, loving each other unconditionally. I feel like unconditional love is a big thing as well, because we're not perfect, and that's obviously made apparent in Fruits Basket with a lot of the characters, but really Kyo and Toru. And just pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves. That's, I feel like Kyo and Toru really encapsulate all of that, honestly. So that would be one that I would probably pinpoint that that hits the nail on the head.
I like that. How about you, Neko? Talk to me.
Yeah, Nate took what I was gonna say, so I have another choice, because that couple is
great for backups.
Yeah, so I think for me it's Echo and Jinx recently. That one,
great choice to end the
That-
show. That's a great recommendation to end the show. Woo!
woo, that one hit me really hard. Especially since in the series we didn't get much of it really like we did, but after finding out in the background like how much they did have to cut and just stuff that they kind of hinted at and told
Damn
you straight
them!
out.
I needed
Just
it a full hour and a half. I didn't care.
I know, but I think that one showed a lot between both the characters, like how much you can go, how far you can go for someone you love. Like even at some points where you lose, like when you see the person that you love lose themselves, how even at that lowest point, how you can come back to them and you can't really forget that love or even not love them because you just have that big love for them and even transcending time, the present, whatever. You at the end of the day, you love them. Whether again, with their flaws, with like how wherever path they've chosen, you still love them. So you want to help them, be there for them at any time. Echo just literally his whole life was just devoted to trying to help Jinx, trying to help his people, and even with Jinx just going down such like a dark path, he was there for the one that saved her before she was going to like unalive herself. So that was really beautiful, and the little moments that they mentioned of like how when they were fixing things together and like how he went back in time to see like the alternative version where he got to see a good version of her actually do good and he got to tell her in the present time like hey, even if you think you're a Jinx, there's somewhere in a different timeline where you weren't a Jinx and you actually used your inventions for good, and that's how she got to turn that around for her present time. Just beautiful. I love the relationship a lot. They've hinted that we might get more spin-offs of them, so I need it, and yeah, they
Oh,
beautiful.
I hope so.
I hope
I
so.
was gonna
Yeah.
say I will mention real quick and shout out to my brothers and sisters in the Brotherhood that has confirmed from a source, a reliable source, that there exists a director's cut of season 2 of Arcane. We don't know if it will be publicly released, but those spicy scenes with Vi and Caitlyn, those little moments with Echo, and yes,
Hey, hackers that did Sony, go do that now. Next, go attack that.
exactly. My initiates, my disciples, please. Your mission has now been shown to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But Watkins,
sir.
help us on the show. Tell us what's your hot take of the best media or couples. Is there one that you have as well?
I think I already said my hot take about the couple, so take that and smoke on it. Cool, neat.
Crazy
I
ass
would say
take,
I would
bro.
say for me, I would say I mean games are a really good medium to do this with romance because like you're kind of putting yourself in a character and you're kind of becoming that character in a lot of different ways. So like I'm gonna take the reference from like Link and Zelda for example because like a lot of the times Link he doesn't talk a lot in these games, if at all. So it's basically just you as the character. And I mean, just recent memory with like Tears of the Kingdom, like there's literally a shot at the end of the game for like a whole like 2-3 minutes of Zelda just looking at you and talking, and it's just like you're kind of talking to me. This is, and on one hand it's just like, oh, this is kind of awkward, but on the other hand it's just like, nah, I get this, and I feel this and all that. And I think that's what games can really make you do. It can really like engross you in this possible relationship that these characters are having. And to a point too, it can also get to somewhere where like even a soundtrack itself in a game, like, and I mean this can also tie in with anime too, but it's like you have these different themes for people. So like I'm gonna pull this example for like Tifa, for example. It's like when I listen to Tifa's theme, I hear that I'm just like, man, what I need to find a person that makes me feel the same way that Tifa's theme makes me feel. This like warm feeling of just like I'm home kind of thing. So it's like you can really get that through a video game because again, you're engrossing yourself and you're diving into that world and like you're seeing these characters, you're building those relationships, even though they're obviously fiction and all that. But yeah, that for me, it's really the video game medium that I can really feel that with, and really it's kind of tied with anime because again, anime does it really well as well, just with like the conversations people have and the voice acting and all that stuff. But like there's just a different layer when you're playing a game and you're playing as that character. So yeah, I'm gonna just go with video games.
Can I mention one thing
Go
just
ahead.
real quick?
Hmm.
For me, I do agree with you guys with games and anime, but I think my favorite is with manga and webtoon because we get to
Shit.
see that extra behind the scenes of how they really are thinking because it's written down, right? Like we
Oh, because the
don't get that.
monologues that
Yeah,
don't get said
Yeah.
in anime. I see
yes.
what you're saying. You're
Mhm.
right.
So for me, I like
Like
seeing more
Mushoku
so.
Tensei.
Yeah, so I like seeing more of their perspective and what they're really thinking in that moment. So in manga and webtoon, you get to actually read that and see that. So for me, it brings an extra layer of like of why they're feeling this way towards this character because I get to
Mhm.
see their whole journey of like their monologue and how they've thought, oh, she's annoying, and then at some point they're like, oh, I really love this person, or oh, this point like really touched me of what they did and stuff like that. Like I think for me, that's why I read a lot of romance every day because it's so many
Mhm.
different stories with different perspectives and like their journeys that I it's really enjoyable to read every day. It's awesome.
Yeah. And also a quick shout out to Monica for your wonderful piano song that you wrote for me. Like I appreciate you so much for that. So thank you. You will always be remembered. And I kick that game for not giving me the choice to go with you because I would have, but besides the point. Moving on.
Like Walker said, we're moving on to the end of our show. We're here for the outro and the closing thoughts, the plugs, this the whole shabam. We're here for this. So we appreciate for everyone tuning in for our second episode talking about love, the theme, and the discussion of best couples highlights. Of course, chat. We know there's like a bazillion of them out there, so we know we did definitely miss a few to be said. So if we miss any, comment down below your thoughts about which ones we missed, which ones are you think that we're wrong on. Did you agree with any of ours? Let us know down in the comment section below. And I want to pass this first to Memory. You know, give us your plugs, give us your enjoyment of this episode, and did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a good time as I had with the off the binge stuff. Appreciate y'all having me on here. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Memory NK is all the ats, and yeah, another fantastic time. I feel like, especially like hearing about like the video game, like that Watkins said, like that perspective on it. I feel like I haven't really ever thought, I guess, of games like that
Mm.
in that way. I have played like some RPGs, but I mostly play FPS games, so I guess that probably makes sense. That I never really saw it kind of in that light. So just getting things like that, like that's just one example, but I feel like getting insight from others throughout, you know, like a podcast like this is just, I think it's very eye opening. It's great. So thank you
I-
guys for having me again.
I'd love to hear that from a panelist. So chat, hopefully you guys feel the same about that. And tell us know what is coming up for next week. It's episode 168 of our top 10 rom-coms or top 50 or maybe top 100. We're still trying to jot down and break down what is our certain conversation for next week episode. But definitely stay tuned to our conversation for next week for the rom-com. And just to not hold you guys any longer, we're gonna get to our outro because if you don't know where to find myself, Crash, or Walkers, or Neko, all their plugs are down below in the description, and their handles, their Twitch, our YouTube channels, our personal, and our Off the Bin show, where we do all the weekly seasonal anime covers. But if you already heard all this in the beginning, we just get straight to the show. Thank you for joining us on tonight and taking the time to listen in. The Anime Podcast is presented by AniMa W3 Studio, our production team, Vash, Watkins, and the team of stuff that's here. Special thanks to our producers. Don't forget to follow the social media of the brand and the team. All the links are down below in the description. Lastly, share, like, and most importantly, give the feedback. Let us know what you thought of this episode. You guys are what make the show and help us succeed. On behalf of everyone at AniMa W3 Studio team, we thank you for joining us in the Anime Podcast. See you later. Take care. This podcast is now recorded by live studio audience, and the stunt grannies were hurt. If you guys know that reference, you know about last night.
Beep, 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 beep.
Overflow season 2 is coming out. Get ready to watch it.
Just
Honey
go,
Bob.
just go Netflix and chill. That's it.
I mean, hey, Pornhub Premium is gonna be free on February 14th anyway, so fuck it.
That's crazy.